No, yes. The Parasites was good, but the pickle was the best.
We're on.
What is up, everybody?
That's what you call what's it subjects. Like in a movie when you come in mid conversation.
No, I did that on purpose.
You start the scene mid conversation. No, that's what I'm saying.
Welcome to Stone Side Poker.
Hello.
My name is Veronica Brill. With me is Brent Harrington, the poker commentator, editor, writer extraordinaire.
Whoa.
I'm talking about you.
Editor.
I'm wearing my Rick and Morty shirt tonight. Yeah, buddy. All right, we got that out of the way. Tonight is is the
Tonight
is the night.
Gonna start. Okay, yeah.
So
is it 5-10 time?
We have 5-10, but it's not just a normal 5-10. Every single amazing player that I love and adore is in the game, including my numero uno, Zach from Sac. He's in the game.
In the game. He's like EA Sports.
EA Sports, he's in the game. So this is, I'm thinking that this is going to be probably one of the better 5-10 games I've seen in a couple months. Zach from Zach, last time he's on the stream, is in Veronica and Friends. He's officially a Veronica friend, although he did come
Friend
to it.
of Veronica?
He is officially like, nah, I mean, it's like.
I mean, he's in the
like,
game. I've never been in the game, so obviously you guys are better friends.
Yeah, I mean, this is the second time he's been in my game, but it's not like I actually know he gives me a fake phone number, so I don't like get any texts back, and like he's blocked me on Twitter, and so I haven't like, it's not like I'm stalking him or anything, but let's get down to the table and introduce the players. Seat number 1, Mr. Nick Colvin. He is a Snapchat sensation. He always finds when people wash their feet in the sink at a casino.
Oh, wow.
And he's actually like, thank you so much. One of the better, more competent players in the room, and a little bit nitty. C2, yeah, I said it. C2 is my favorite Brian. I love me some Brian. Brian with a Y. He's a little splashy. He can have fun. He's not afraid. I love Brian. C3 is Adam. I've become a big fan of Adam over the last few months. Very solid player. I would walk away if I had to play heads up with him, because he is that good. C4, one of my besties, Matt H. Wearing an Iron Man shirt tonight. Like,
The invincible Iron Man.
He normally, and it's pink, he normally actually only wears Sacramento Kings gear or Miami Dolphins, right?
It's changing it up.
So, welcome to the game, Matt. C5 is Robert Y. Folded a boat to seat 9 that last time. Robert, I remember. Jonathan Little and I were in the booth. Never forget. Seat 6 is Chris. He came from out of town. He's a new guy. Haven't seen him. Don't know what the dynamic's going to be with him and the other players. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Seat 7 is Dave C. He's the father from Lost Boys. And
that's him?
Yeah, that's him. And he's kind of changing up his look a little bit. He's not wearing the turtleneck. The guy in the Lost Boys wore turtleneck all the time. Seat 8 is Mike S. Mike S is a fun, nice guy, and he can pate, and he can play, and he's just an all-around good time. And then, seat 9, the man with the pug shirt, Mr. Zach from Sac. ZM.
He looks very introspective in that picture.
Zach dances to the beat of his own drum. And tonight, I'm sure we'll be continuing to do that.
Will we dance to the beat of his drum tonight, perhaps?
We may.
Perhaps.
We know that other players might have to. So tonight, a special night, I bought all the guys at the table a drink.
Oh,
so
wow.
I did. And
I need to play in these games instead of be in the booth.
3 of them ordered a $10 shot.
Oh,
like
well,
this.
Yeah.
Like this.
A $10 shot, you're lucky.
I know. I told them no, like $40
what's the first
shots.
thing? Oh, do you have Cristal? Like.
Yeah, let's do Hennessy, cognac. Stone's $250,000 Spring Classic, April 13th through the 22nd. Get down here, Jason Somerville.
Get down.
Andrew Nemi, Kevin Martin, all of these big time names.
That's right. Andrew Nemi's going to be on the Poker News podcast this week.
Oh, cool.
Live Wednesday at noon. PST if you want to watch on YouTube.
Well, you know, my corporate job just allows me to do all that.
Some people watch YouTube at work.
I don't.
Others don't. The more responsible, better employees apparently don't.
I'm on Tableau pretty much all the time. Noodling.
It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be awesome.
April 30th through May 6th, $100,000 guarantee.
It's like Tournament Central in the next coming months. Like a good prep course for your WSOP plans. Lots of tournaments happening here.
Way to lose your WSOP money.
Well, it's either a way to win a new WSOP bankroll or you know, perhaps lose it, I guess.
I'm pretty much just doing 3 events at the World Series.
Okay.
Veronica and Friends next week with Vanessa Cade. I'm actually pretty excited. There's only going to be 2 men in my game.
2 men.
2 men.
Who are they? No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I I can tell you one of them is one of my besties and one of the crushers at this table, Mr. Matt Holtzclaw. And he was quite happy to not have to, and I'm going to say this, he'll get mad at me if I say it like that.
Yeah, don't say it.
But he was quite happy to be able to get on Veronica and Friends because he was supposed to play last time. And stuff didn't work out. So, Racing Guy 8933, what's up? Nice to see you. What Rye?
Rick in San Diego.
Rick in San Diego, what's up? He changed his name. You know, you're stuck with that for 6 months.
No, I don't know. YouTube, I think you can change your name all the time.
Oh, YouTube. Oh.
Perhaps.
I know in Twitch you got to keep it for 6 months because someone changed their name to Veronica's BFF.
Haven't seen him since, by the way.
I haven't seen him since.
Maybe he died. Rest in peace, Veronica's BFF.
Pocket Abe's.
Yeah. See, Pocket Abe's watching
Pocket
YouTube
tables.
at work. Huge surprise.
Pocket tables.
All right, let's see what we got here. I don't know what we got. We've got cards. Oh, this would be your Jack Link's wild card beef jerky, hand of the energy drink, moment of the degree all in time.
Brent, I don't know what happened, but at some point I fell in love with you.
Yeah, that happens to everyone. Just don't hang around with me too often, otherwise it will happen to you. All right, 3 clubs. I don't even know how many people. It looks like 2 players. And Mike S leads 200 into what looks like not a very big pot. Hello, Donkey Puncher. How are you? Watbury, Racing Guy.
Watbury. It's okay. We can say Watbury
because it was a food game guy.
Yeah, it was a food game. Donkey Puncher.
How was the dancing
on Friday? It was. The dancing wasn't just Friday. The dancing was also on Saturday. Let's just say
it bled over into the next.
It bled over. I dropped off. I left my car at Stone's like 5 p.m. and I got back like Sunday at 5 p.m. to come get it.
Oh wow.
Stone's boarded my. What do you do when you like drop off your dog somewhere for them?
Yeah, boarded, or it's like it's the Stone's kennel.
Yeah, so the Stone's car kennel. I had an all-ladies weekend, all weekend. Like, me and every single woman I know were dancing all weekend. It was quite the fantastic time.
No, Danielle, a lot of times once the gear gets up and running, there's a little leeway period from when we start. Usually we talk during that time, and then we come down to the table.
Because that's all they want to hear.
So we didn't actually see a showdown there, but the board was 3 clubs, with, and Mike bets 200. Dave calls on the button, and then the river was like a queen of hearts, so it pairs the board. Mike checks, Dave bets like 150 into 500, and Mike folds.
Whopper's asking if Poker Mama is here. She is.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
Playing 2-5. Yeah, I just won't hear anything. They don't really say anything much anyway.
Yeah, no. Sometimes they talk, sometimes they don't. I don't know. At some point, I made
a little more talkative. Like Zach's on there.
You know what it is? It just ends up being like a random hum in my ear for 3 hours, which is, maybe soothing and maybe terrible.
Oh, we have cards. Adam raises to 75 under the gun.
We've got great cards.
Yes.
We've got good cards, great cards, and better cards.
3 bets. Dave, 4 bets. Good God, it's our first hand. Thank you, 5-bet Jesus.
Well, we'll see. Is there going to be a 5-bet?
I thought someone was gonna have kings or queens.
This is what is the worst hand you're 5-betting with here? Aces?
Yeah. That's the bottom and top of your range.
It's the entirety of the range. It's not even a range anymore. It's like a prime range.
Dave's the only one with clubs here, and Chris completely missed this board. And it's a good check by Chris, because, like, Dave was the 4-better. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't really call that bet with Ace King of Diamonds.
I kind of feel like if you get checked to here, I would check back with aces, because more than likely.
Well, doesn't it look kind of fishy though? You're 4-betting and then you check back. Like you have to say, I have.
But is Chris ever leading? Is Chris leading anything?
No, he's not going to lead into a 4-bet.
Nothing. No, he'll never lead. Sure.
Yeah. So, but what kind of hand is he going to call the 4-bet with that hits this board? The best possible scenario is he has Ace Queen, in which case he's going to call a bet on the flop.
That's
with ace
true.
queen.
But I'm just saying that if he's crazy as ace jack, I don't know, maybe like pick up something on the turn, get some more.
Well, no,
get some more money out
I
of
need to
him.
be clear too. I don't know the answer to these questions. I'm asking them, and I sometimes try to answer them. But yeah, we're really kind of exploring the space, trying to find out the kinds of things that someone might do.
Chris Moneymaker's son, what's up? He said, finally got invited to Veronica and Friends with
Hey, son.
Horseshoe. However, being a celebrity, my agent won't allow me due to insurance and liability issues. Yeah, there's been some crazy stuff happening at the Veronica and Friends game, so it's probably better if you have like Jennifer Lopez has insurance on her body. You probably shouldn't play because we do things after the stream that shouldn't be spoken of.
Latest think your local casinos to have a child care play area. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about that. I don't disagree. Like a check is fine, but I think you check, and then are you checking the turn as well? I mean, are you checking
I think
all
it's okay
turns?
to check
You're betting
the
one
late
of
turn.
You're betting one of the
So,
flop or turn,
I just think
right?
that like his range is super narrow, and obviously he's not beating you, and
Sure, okay.
I just think that
So you check.
you might stand a better chance to get a little more money out of him if you check the flop.
Okay, it's 4-bet check. Then
Is it an
then,
odd line
then
to
check the
4-bet check?
turn. No, it's not.
And then
Then you bet the turn.
bet
Don't you think
the
betting the turn, checking behind on the flop, and then betting the turn on the river
So
looks
where-
even stronger?
But I'm just wondering like where you would gain the most value. If they pick up a pair on the turn,
Right. Poker Pro Eric says check flop, make him think Jack might be good there. Yeah, like I said, I don't know the answer to these questions. I'm just posing them.
I think definitely, what's his name again? Chris? I think he was holding the bottom of his range there, but
Ace King suited?
calling a 4-bet?
He might have called with Ace Queen suited.
Okay, so
Well,
around
very
the
close.
bottom?
Yeah, sure.
Around the bottom?
He could have called with maybe
I don't think he
10s,
calls with
maybe.
Ace Jack.
He might call with 10.
No, I'm saying I think 10s
but yeah.
are a better hand
Well, yeah,
because
that's
it's the
true.
main hand.
That's true. Okay.
So Chris again raises to 75 under the gun +2, and this guy is going to be fun times. Mike just calls.
Fun times, Chris. That's what we call him as of right
Matt
now.
and Zach are also in this hand. Flop is 7 high, and Chris makes a pair. And I think, yeah, Chris bets 200 on this flop. I think he feels he's pretty safe. Mike calls. Mike's kind of playing trappy right now. Queen on the turn. We can't see what Zach's got. Zach holds his cards a certain way, and then we can't see them. So Chris bets 275. It's a really small bet compared to the size of the pot. Mike raises instantly to 1K. I like this raise. I like this raise. It looks like he may be doing this with like a 7 and a flush draw. No, he wouldn't have a flush draw. I guess he wouldn't have a 6.
Chris is
and a
not
flush
playing
draw.
around.
Chris is calling.
It's not a terrible bluff card.
I think Mike feels that he's safe because that
Yeah, wow.
that flop didn't hit any of Chris's opening range there, but it did. But I wouldn't put him on in 8-6.
Yeah, wow. Kings win Sacramento, guys.
Kings won in
Mark
Sacramento.
it. Somebody clip it.
Trav G stole.
Trav G, since you're the last person to say something in the chat, you get to clip it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, bets 500 gets called.
Donkey Puncher says Zach living the pug life. He doesn't need to show his cards. That's right, man. So a little known fact about Zach. I'll just say it. I think he owns multiple pug shirts. I'm just saying that.
Is that little known? I mean, he's wearing a pug shirt.
I know, but I'm saying like that's not the only one. I've seen him
okay.
wear different pug shirts in here. So I'm just saying he might be a big fan of pugs. I'm pretty sure he has pug sweats.
Pug
I'm not
sweats.
100%. I don't stalk him. Maybe a little. But I'm pretty sure he has pug sweats. And I don't know about anything else.
Yeah, you guys saw it flash on the screen a little bit earlier. I'm sure a lot of you guys do this already, but if you're not following or subscribed on YouTube, hit the button, join the club.
You do have a Ron Jeremy stash. That is
I don't
legit.
think that somebody
you
should
do.
go look at a photo of Ron
Yeah,
Jeremy.
you do. Oh, I have seen Ron Jeremy, and we're just talking about the stash. Just the stash, not the rest
don't
of
think
it.
it's the same.
I don't know what's going on everywhere else.
Maybe I gotta clip this a little.
Because I know what Ron Jeremy's known for.
Yeah, he's
Let's just say I'm a fan.
he's really good at chess.
Yeah. He's a
Excellent
smart
chess
guy.
player.
I think he's a good guy.
I don't know anything about him. I mean, other
Shut
than
up.
the obvious.
Zach's got 9s in the
Chris is
hijack.
a
Raises
little
to
loose.
75. So
Hey, Moobot, mute Wapry.
this is actually
No dogs in the chat.
quite interesting because I think this is a 5-10-20 right now. Will you focus on the game, please?
Yes.
It's a 5-10-20
Dude,
right
okay,
now. They're
these are
raising-
loaded hands. Are we watching Maverick right now? Like, what is this? Everyone's got a huge hand. Hey, thank goodness you tuned in to Casino Royale, live on Stone's Live Poker. Here it comes.
Yeah, so Zach originally raced to 75, and I think Brian re-raced, and then Matt 3-bet.
And then Brian and Zach both called.
Yeah, they did.
Why not? This is a pretty... Well, I guess it's a board that works for pretty much everyone's hand on some level, but obviously, like, 9s and kings feel pretty decent here. Kings have to feel really good. If kings win 2 times in, like, 2 hands on the stream, that's going to be... The world may explode.
Matt wasn't the original raiser, but he was the 3-better, right? No, 4-better?
Yes.
3?
Matt was the one that made it 300 pre, and he probably, if this run out stays below a 9, could probably bet 3 streets and get paid on at least. He could probably bet here. Maybe he gets called again. He probably won't get called on the river if he fires 3 times.
So I know Zach and Matt are both very competent players. Wow, it's a sick check, I think, by Matt here.
I think it's pretty standard.
And a sick check by Zach. I feel like had Matt bet there, Zach would have folded.
Perhaps. Ooh, that's a good. I think it's actually like a reasonable card
like,
for Matt.
But does
to get
Zach
some value on.
does Zach float the flop with like an ace, some sort of ace, and then get there on the river? And
No,
then, like,
I
check
think this
5
is.
turn?
I think it's actually a good card for Matt.
Yeah.
Matt
So-
seems like it's a lot more likely Matt has a big ace here, right? Like he's the 3-better from the small blind or
Yeah.
the big blind. He's like squeezing with an ace.
I think
Yeah.
Zach folded so fast that
Yeah.
like no camera in the world could have caught
The
it.
ace has actually like
It would have
smashes.
been like so fast that it looked invisible.
Which is another reason why you could check there, because almost never, I think, are you going to get called by worse.
Lady Nomuk says, Veronica, how did the house hunting go? So, yeah, Friday night was fun.
Yeah, there was no hunting. Is what I think.
And then I couldn't get out of bed.
Couldn't find her hunting shoes.
I could not find my hunting shoes. That's what happened. And then when I did finally get out of bed by like 4 p.m., I proceeded to start to get ready again and go out another night. No, I went for a run. I went for like an hour-long run, got it all out of my system, and then started getting ready.
Got it all out of the system. That's good. Too much dancing. All right, you know what? Jade Arts 2, there is, that's a good point, but you can split screen Twitch. If you're using the app, you can use Pop-Out Theater and watch both at the same time.
So Adam on the button raises to 75. Chris calls and flops open-ended with a pair. Adam now turns a pair. Chris seems like he's
got a lot of equity, I think.
He just seems like he's not interested.
Dissent?
Like he's got other stuff going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He bets and does not get called. So we got 7K as the big stack.
So yeah, if you bought into this game, you can buy in for 7.5K. Trav G says gets there. Yeah,
Gets there. Great job.
sometimes you get there. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you can't.
It was a well-timed drink of water.
For both of us. We both did well on that. I feel like we're synchronized swimmers.
That's what happens when you fall in love, apparently. So I've heard. Never happened to me before. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you heard what I said to everybody?
I did. I heard that earlier. We don't need to talk about it. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm already buying my wedding dress.
Good to know.
I bought it. Sorry, 6 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Right after I first met you. I've been trying them.
That would be a huge surprise. That would.
No, you're supposed to say that wouldn't be a huge surprise. That's what every woman does when she meets me.
No one has ever done that. I don't think. I think someone almost bought a wedding dress, but I don't think we got that far.
Dave's gonna go upstairs with queens. He did straddle this hand. What a nice hand to get to straddle.
Yes, 100%. Although Dave doesn't necessarily strike me as the kind of guy who's going to defend his straddle. Yeah, for sure, Jada. It's like I said, over the next few days, Run It Up's running a charity heads-up tournament. You can definitely watch both, which is actually really cool because I was thinking about. I had it up before the stream started.
It's like every single hand we have a 3-bet. Mike 3-bets to 395. I like this table. They're not afraid to get messy. I tweeted this, like, all these guys are my favorites. I'm so happy. This game is going to be fantastic. Before we even started, I asked Jen if we could go into overtime.
Oh, this is actually a really great scenario for Dave.
Ace high flop.
Except for that part of the scenario. Every other part of the scenario worked really well. But it's really... It's hard not to put Mike on an ace. Which I guess helps out, because it works out as a good scenario for Dave, where he doesn't lose too much money.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
As opposed to a good scenario where he almost was able to make some money.
I think that
poker river.
That was pretty standard.
Yeah, so a favorable flop for the... Was it a 4-bet? We've had, I would say, like, more hands than not have had 4-bets in this game so far, which is great.
That's what's great about a boot and a boot.
Great about it.
Stones Live is that, you can start buying into the table max, and you can actually 4-bet comfortably. 5-bet even comfortably.
Well, the chairs at Stones are so nice that you're always 4-betting comfortably. I mean, let's be real here.
We just want all of you to feel comfortable when you're 4-betting at Stones.
Right. There's a massage, multiple massage therapists.
And you can be like, excuse me, massage therapist, I'm about to 4-bet. Can you rub my shoulders?
Preferably don't interrupt another massage.
Don't talk to me. But Nick raises to 75 with a Jack-10. I love this hand.
This is Nick's first action of the stream so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's 3 hours in, so that's good.
No, yeah, for sure.
Ace high flop, 2 hearts. No one has an ace. I wonder if Nick c-bets into this many people, but he doesn't. Interesting take that Mike flops open-ended and, leads. I feel like maybe gone are the days where the original raiser was the one c-betting.
No, not necessarily. This is an interesting spot for Mike to lead into all those people with a relatively weak hand on that board. He
gets an 8. So.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get much value here. Chris actually bets his 5 too. I mean, it's a really good card to potentially bluff at.
I think he did.
If Mike is not. So the Mike leads. So I think we talked about this before on stream. Someone shared with me that basically that donk betting is very rarely super strong, right? So there he had a pair with a straight draw. And he did not improve. So when he checks the turn and checks the river, it's pretty easy to bet. Or I guess technically Chris is betting into him, but.
So you just called it donk betting. I like to call it betting into the raiser.
That's the term. I'm not suggesting that the person is a donk or not.
Okay, you're saying that a donk bet is typically not very strong. It's typically weak, but I think some people are not aware that they're donk betting. I don't think.
Right.
Yeah, I think I think it's hard to put them on a weak holding all the time when they're donk betting, because sometimes, especially in like these small tournaments, when they smash the flop, they're betting into like 8 people, and they'll probably get some value out of someone with a draw or a pair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's a terrible idea, but there's a lot on that board. He had some of the weakest pieces of that board.
Typically, when I see people donk betting, it's because they kind of don't understand like the typical structure of betting that's out there, that's popular, and like donk betting is not that. Although I've seen it incorporated by like some pretty good players.
Yeah, for sure. I just think that the general tone was that like people are rarely that strong when they do that. And just in case the term is weird for people, just if you lead into somebody, if you're a first player to act and you call to raise and then you bet, that's what the term means, donk betting. It doesn't. Anyway, Poker Pro Eric, what kind of person do you think I am? A, I've never busted a tournament while getting a massage. B, why on earth would I ever get mad at the massage person for it?
Freckle Pickle! Freckle Pickle, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat.
All right, so the first bomb pot of the night here. And Mike has a king on this king 3-3 board, 2 spades. Robert might peel.
That is true. Poker Pro Eric says step 1 to being a good pro player, always find someone to blame.
Well, that's why I'm not a pro.
That is true.
That's why I am not a pro poker player. Well, so what did Matt bet here? I'm trying to find Matt's hand. Matt bets with the ace of spades. Interesting here. Now Mike has the best hand. Kings. Really can't see Matt betting again. Although he could, it's a bomb pot. He could have a random combo of some 3 in there for sure. Like, looks like check. Even though Mike has a full house, Mike's gonna win the first bomb pot of the night. Congratulations, Mike. It's 50. Wait, was this a bomb pot? Yeah, some more 5K. It's gotta be a bomb pot. So pretty awesome. Blame an unlucky pineapple. Oh, it looks like Mike actually bet 400 on the river with his full house. I don't know why I thought this would be interesting. It's a fairly light call, but Matt does have one of the better, no boats that exist out there.
So Poker Pro Eric says it's called, how can players not be aware that they're betting? I'm not talking about, they're obviously aware that they're betting, Poker Pro Eric.
Do you want me to hold you back?
Sorry.
No, I'm just
that they're not aware, they're not aware of the structure of the betting, that they're actually betting into the original raiser, when typically most people will check to the original raiser, and it's just the way the game goes. There's a continuation bet.
Exactly
and they're not
what they would expect you to do.
Yeah, and they're not thinking about I'm leading into this raiser. They're just seeing the board, seeing that they smashed it, and betting. That's why I think people who know what a donk bet is are aware of it. If they're incorporating it, great. I know some pros that are, but when I see it in a low buy-in tournament, it's basically they don't know what it is and they're just betting when they hit the board.
Agreed.
Okay.
I was distracted for a second by the question from Freckle Pecker, which I know you're gonna love. What's on your shirt? Show us again.
Rick and Morty for the win!
I feel like Veronica was in the booth early and could not wait to show everybody this cool Rick and Morty Swifty t-shirt that she got.
Steve994 says, I especially miss Veronica. I'm here all week. I'm here all week, folks. I don't know if that's horrible or great. Checked on the flop.
Oh, beloved Deft.
Zach and Nick missed, but they both have king high. And Zach bets 100, takes it down because Nick is a nit. No,
apparently, we're living in an alternate reality where kings win in Sacramento 2 times in 5 minutes.
That's true. Okay, it's hot in this booth, and I'm drinking hot tea, and it was 70 outside.
So hot. We all get swifty at people at bus stops. Okay. I mean, yelling at people at bus stops? Cool.
That's mean. Why would you yell at anybody at a bus stop?
Well, I mean, I think in high school, my friend used to yell just like, not really terrible things, but generally not nice things at people on the strip because I grew up in Vegas.
So, what's the difference between not really terrible but not nice? Like, are you...
Oh, just like, you know, like some cursing at them or whatever. But there are definitely worse things you can say to people than, you know, F you.
Yeah, but I just think it's all just shit.
Right.
It's all, like, horrible.
But then later, my friend and I would joke about how you would, if you were yelling nice things out the window as you drove down the strip, like, hope you're having a nice day, like, but really loud in an aggressive, you know, like, that kind of thing. So
that would be even more fun. People would laugh.
Exactly. See, like, at first they would be startled by the fact that
you're an awesome human being!
Yelling at them. Cool shoes! Or something, I don't know, whatever. But yeah. Moved to Charlottesville, and the closest poker room is 2 hours away. I miss living close to Stone's Thunder Tower Casino. Gone are those days. Well, Steve,
why'd you move, dude?
Sometimes life takes you to places. You should move to Zihuatanejo.
No, I'm not leaving.
Ever?
I'm dying in California. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know when. But whenever I die, it's going to be in California. I'm going to be buried in Roseville. I love living out here. But, I mean, I'd go away for a year or two for a job or something like that, but I will always come back here if I leave.
Oh, wow, Lady Nomak, I'm sad that I missed this because I knew you were coming to Stones. Lady Nomak says she finally made it to Stones on Saturday.
Nice.
I'm bummed that we missed each other, but glad to hear you had a good time. And, yes, Stones is a nice place. Look,
yeah, it is.
I think there's so much that Stones has going for it. It's really nice in here. Obviously, we talked about how comfortable the chairs are. Food's great. Lots of beers on tap if that's your kind of thing. A pretty nice bar if you don't want to play poker. Just kind of hang out and sit around, eat some dumplings or whatever. Enjoy some of this nice
dumplings
food.
That you
yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm just like a sucker for dumplings, pretty much. But yeah, the other thing I like about Stones is I think it's kind of the perfect size. It's big enough where everyone, you kind of are aware of every single person that's here at one time.
Yeah.
So you can't walk in here and not notice like
Cheers,
all of the people. That's true.
We all know each other.
A lot of people do know each other here. And at this point, people I don't even know their names. They know my name, so it's fun.
Yeah, I think like there's a group of us that all kind of hang out too, and all are close friends.
Oh, really? There's a group of you that all hang out and are close friends?
You're one of them.
Oh.
Yeah. We hung out on Friday before we went dancing.
We did hang out. That's true. I did not go dancing.
One of the guys from my bowling league was with us too. Who's also a mixed game player. We have a $20 straddle, ladies and gentlemen. And we love it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen a lot tonight.
Chris is constantly raising. I love Chris. Raising to 75, under the gun +3, and here comes a 3-bet.
You don't really want to, I don't think you really want to limp sevens into a straddle, which is why I think some people, you could almost make actually, let's just see. Oh, A6. That's a lighter than a 3-bet I would be expecting, but
ace high flop. And that definitely smashes Mike's 3-betting range, which Chris probably thinks, yeah. Mike's a little more subdued today. He's a little quieter, calmer. It's a different Mike. He's smiling. He's definitely not having too many drinks. But, have no fear, ladies and gentlemen. I sent them all drinks.
Pocketed hips, of course they know your Brent or your name. It's on the TV in the room. That's a good point. Fair enough. But yes, no, I mean, before I was really on the screen very much, the more I started coming here, getting to know a lot of the people who are here. There's a pretty decent-sized group of people that come here a lot. It is like a club in that sense.
We all have our own smoking jackets.
Now I've started playing video games with some of the people that work at Stones, so truly part of the team. Really great. Just the best.
The best. Lorenzo Adachi is now following on Twitch.
Lorenzo Adachi.
Lorenzo. Besimo.
Nice.
Besame mucho. All right. Chris raises to 75 every single hand, and Mike decides to be his customer again. 10 high flop. Chris did flop a pair. We can't see what Mike's got. The dealer's telling Mike to put his hands on the reader.
And he says, you know what? No, I'm gonna muck it. No. I don't want
Jenna
to.
White says that it's a great place to
Your
work
life
also.
sounds amazing, man. Pump the brakes a little bit.
Steve is asking me if I play League of Legends. No. I have a bowling league.
Yes.
And then I read and
Secret
noodle.
handshakes and noodle or doodle?
Noodle. Like, I call noodling when I'm doing data science. Like when I'm pulling data and
okay.
cleaning the data.
I thought you were making pasta.
Running it. No.
Noodling. No?
I can make pasta also. I made pierogies from scratch yesterday.
Oh, wow.
So,
And didn't bring any.
well, so
I don't know.
Matt H on the table, his grandparents are Polish, and so I was like, well, let's have a Polish night. So he came by and we had Polish beer, and I made a bunch of Polish food. I made pierogies.
You just said that.
Yeah. So Matt and I had
Did you also make pierogies?
I also made
From
pierogies,
scratch?
and I did, and I made apple pie.
Ooh.
I made everything.
As Polish as apple pie.
No,
They
I
say
made
that a
American
lot.
apple
They
pie.
say that a lot, don't they?
Shut the hell up. We're done. We're breaking up. I don't want to see you anymore.
No, it's gonna be a rough hour and a half. Yo, what's up, Carl Kerr? Welcome to the YouTube chat. I realized, right? So I call it like which chat it's in, and I was just doing it because I was told to do it. But now I realize it kind of makes sense because if you're in Twitch chat, you're probably going crazy wondering where this question is
Yeah.
that got answered. If you're not in YouTube chat or in both, so I think it's pretty awesome.
Magic Man 366. Did I say hi to you yet? Welcome to the chat.
I think Brandon's gonna. What are we trying to get Jenna in the booth? Is that what's happening? Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh boy. Something about that milk that I didn't drink upset my stomach very much. I guess we need Jenna. Stat.
I have a huge problem with my addiction to milk. I need to try to find a different type of milk.
There you go. Rick in San Diego. Veronica and Brent just divorced. You're up.
Yeah, where am I?
Yeah. 55. All right. So Nick wakes up with a nice hand.
I like the stick. It's a 5, 10, 20, and the standard raise is at 75. And for once, Chris wasn't the original raiser. I like Chris in this game. King high flop. Chris flops top pair.
As does Nick.
As does Nick. Brian left with a backdoor potential. A runner perfect.
Yeah, it's true. You need a little bit of help here.
When you're throwing, like, you gotta love a guy who's like throwing money into the pot. Like, whatever.
The 6
I
is
call-
probably going to keep Chris around. Now that he has some more outs to come from behind. No, he mucks it. I guess he figures Nick hasn't played a lot of hands. When he raises pre and then c-bets the flop. And
Oh my
wow,
gosh.
never mind. Oh, I thought he mucked face up. He jammed.
3.2.
And Nick
well,
snapped.
I mean, they're playing only for 1.1k because that's effectively because that's Nick's stack. But wow.
The deuce doesn't bring it in. Oh, they're running it a couple times. And neither one gets there. Chris is going to lose a big pot to Nick.
That was just like out of nowhere, that jam. He's like, I'm not jellying this, I'm jamming it. Yeah, I said it.
Nice. Great job.
Thanks. I'm here for you.
Ah, man. Let's see. they track the chip difference, like the chips that players start with when the game starts at 5:30. So we know how up or down someone is for the entirety of the game, but we start airing the stream after 1 hour of play, or start recording after they play for an hour.
Zach's showing Matt his leg, and Matt's like, "Don't worry, dude.
Yeah, check out
your calves are nice.
My sweet leg." Yeah.
Your calves are super nice, Zach. Thanks, man."
Let's see. Somebody asked a question. I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. Twitch chat is the best. Eric bouncing around between both chats, saying that both chats are the best. I think you have to pick a side. I obviously declared my allegiance with my Twitch shirt, but YouTube is fine.
Sky Hunter is now following on Twitch.
Sky Hunter 2891, in case you were confused by the vast majority of Sky Hunters.
Cards in the air.
You go, Nick. All right, he's opening again. I like it. Opening the 5-7 suited.
Wow, Nick's coming out of his shell. Maybe that.
Well, he's got a little bit of chips to play with, and maybe it's the shot that you sent him, or a combination of both things. Chris will look him up here.
Chris is the #1 customer at this table today. He wants to play. I like it.
So I don't even know if
check
Nick
folds.
bet. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Steve wants to know, is Chris really down 4K? He initially bought it for 5K.
Yeah, it sounds.
So he's down 3 from his initial buy. I don't know if he bought in for more after that. I could text my peeps at the table.
No, I'm just kidding. We don't need to know the full details.
Matt's enjoying the beer that I bought him.
Well, that's nice. Brand, I prefer
Although he did bring the Polish beer last night, so I had a few of those.
Yeah. What is the Polish beer?
Żywiec.
Żywiec.
Bardzo dobre piwo jest Żywiec.
Got it.
Uwielbiam.
Uwielbiam, obviously. The finest uwielbiam in the land.
Uwielbiam means like, it's like you could say it like, oh, I'm obsessed with it. Like, I love it.
Uwielbiam is that thing that they're fighting over in Avatar, right? Uwielbiam? No?
Yes.
If you guys aren't following on Twitch, YouTube, hit the button, pick a side, or pick both sides. It doesn't matter.
It's like left Twix, right Twix.
Right, exactly. Which are both the same Twix, but great job.
No, they have packages.
Some guy got paid a bunch of money to come up with that idea. Which is
That's a great advertising
yeah, for sure.
scheme. But
There's
like,
a better
they're now
advertising
making
scheme.
Twix like lefts and rights, they're saying. It's really cute. I love that they're doing that. It's genius. It's genius.
Moshi
I tell you,
poker.
the Twix #1.
Yeah. So, like I said, follow, subscribe.
Mushy Poker.
Come
what
along
is that?
for
He
this
said, my wife
wonderful
enjoys
ride."
watching the stream but fell asleep. Wake Mrs. Mushy up.
How do we do
Wake
that?
Up. Nick raises to 75. Another gun +2. Brian with queens. Wow, we've seen some smash up hands here.
Now we just need someone else to have aces or kings. Or...
Is Nick just gonna call?
Dave says no thanks with the eights.
King Jack doesn't flop well to a 3-bet. Like, doesn't do well against the 3-bet, I should say. This place looks popping tonight. All the tables are full.
What's up, Cow? Cow Citron, sometimes all night long. Let's see, do they okay? Yes, the game, some of these games go much longer than the stream.
So, I think I have a record on Veronica and Friends. The last 8-16 with a full kill went for like 30 hours after the stream.
The Omaha crowd is into it.
Well, I'm telling you, like, they don't run enough of the medium range Omaha games. A lot of them are small.
True, yeah.
So when they do run and they're good, like, it was a pretty juicy game. People want to play.
Yeah, Lady Noma, green chips are 25, white chips are 100, red are 5s, blues are 1.
And purple are 500.
Oh, you do have some purple up
Yeah,
there.
Zach's got purple, and so does Mike. And if you see a yellow one, those are 1,000. So I believe Chris was original raiser, Mike 3-bet, and I like this little back and forth dynamic between Mike and Chris tonight.
Wow, throws out 500. There's no way Chris is getting away from top pair to this bet. He's got, like, it's almost a min raise, but Mike cannot call it.
Do you see my snap? You're not on Snapchat, are you?
I have a Snapchat, but I don't have it downloaded on my phone.
I have a Snapchat. So, on the last stream,
But I don't
with
feel like
Casey-
getting, I'm not like 15. I know, I'm just kidding. I know Snapchat.
Okay, I'm just wearing my Rick and Morty shirt here. On the last live stream on Friday, I watched it before I went out, or I watched it on Saturday before I went out, and one of the guys mucked the winning hand, and I caught it, and we didn't even catch it while we were in the booth because we were chatting about something else.
Really?
Yeah, you care lots. Cool story, bro.
No, I heard it. I mean, what follow-up is there to that? What were you chatting about? No, I know that Snapchat is for more than 15-year-old girls. Obviously, Snapchat is
For women in their midlife crisis
and 15-year-olds.
and 15-year-olds.
No, I have a lot of people who use Snapchat, but yeah. To be honest,
I have a lot of people who know and use the chat of the Snap.
they have internet and
The
phones.
interweb is very good to them, and the dial-up works fantastic. My AOL is great. I'm very
See,
satisfied.
Eric is expressing a similar sentiment, but I think that Snapchat, the idea of Snapchat is kind of growing on me.
So Mike raises on the button, and Zach with an ace-king, 3-bets. Queen high flop. So I was just looking at the 3-bet. Mike raised originally to 225. That's a huge raise. And look how big our 3-bet is, 675, which is standard compared to 225. But how did the raise get so big to begin with?
Mike, how are you? There's no. Oh, Mike raised.
So Zach gets checked too, and bets 700.
Okay.
Mike here with a set, playing coy now. And right now, I mean, there could be a straight potential, but I think like with a 3-bet, maybe I wouldn't put Zach like on a 9-jack for a 3-bet.
The hand's more likely to be beating you here is like a better set.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just, that king on the river basically cost Zach a lot of money.
Oh yeah. Well, so like, yeah. I mean, it's an unfortunate run out. But that, like, you flop a set, you check to Zach. Zach bets. What did he bet? Like 500 on the flop.
700.
700 on the flop. Yeah, and you're never folding a set there. And it goes check, check, turn. And then you bet the river for some value. And he gets it. Did Zach call at the end?
Huh?
They went quick at the end. He called?
Yeah, he called on the river. Because the king came, right? So.
Right now he's got a pair, and he's got like a nice little bluff catcher kind of thing going on. Salad run good. Here we go. Snapgram is no good. Snaptagram.
Matt, how are you not raising this 5-deuce? Just kidding. So it is a $20 straddle. I love this game. 5, 10, 20.
Even with a $20 straddle, 225 is a huge open.
Huge.
You're 10xing the straddle?
Huge. All my friends know that my raising is huge. Anyone that knows me knows that I raise huge.
Like, that's the best possible scenario you're probably ever going to run into, 10xing the straddle with pocket eights in a
it's
cash
crazy.
game.
So Nick was the original raiser to 150. Dave calls. Flop is about to show on the graphics. So Dave flops the set, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get a lot more money out of Nick once he raises this. I don't love this. Well, I guess like, is Nick leading with just a flush draw? Like, will he get more value out of just a flush draw? Does Nick have, likely he does not have a worse set where he will pay him off? Like, I don't love that raise.
I thought it was just a bet. He goes first because Nick was on the button.
Oh, okay.
I
So
think it
he
was just
check
bet
raised.
fold. I think it was just bet fold, wasn't it? Or did I see that?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, maybe you're right. You're
I think
right.
it was bet fold.
Yeah, okay.
But I could be wrong.
Either way, I don't like the. Well, maybe the flop lead's not bad. Like heads up, you smash the flop. There's no straight right now.
Flush draws there, but yeah, I mean, I think you can go either way.
No, I'm pretty sure that Dave.
I just don't see Nick betting that flop.
Dave check
I don't
raised.
think Nick bet that flop. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. Like I said,
Okay, I need to look back. You're probably right. You're right. Nick wouldn't bet that flop. I'm wrong.
No, Dave is smoking.
EMU TV is going to audition.
EMU TV. I'm sure that EMU TV
He's like
is
totally
brilliant
auditioning.
Commentators. The channel itself, though, is pretty good.
I've been trying to get rid of this job for a long time. I got a lot of stuff to do in the evenings. But they're
I
just
have
like,
many appointments to keep.
I have
in the
like
evenings.
so many friends. So Chris 3-bets this, jacks versus threes, and threes flop a set.
It's just like a $5.
But Jack, like, look at Chris with his flush draw. Chris isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. Overpair, flush draw. You're gonna continue.
You mean a set? Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, overpair flush. I thought you were.
Yeah, it says this is a 5-10 no limit hold'em game, and it looks like $20 straddle has been the weapon of choice for the under the gun
Jerk
player.
Diggler would like to be banned.
Ban me.
And they're all in, and they're gonna run.
Yeah.
And there's the
Spades
man,
get there.
the spades, and he runs it once, right? Zach's running bad tonight. I'm just.
Oh yeah, it must be once because he moved the card down, which means.
Zach's running bad. This is like the second time Zach's ran into sets.
Or
Sorry, ran into
Had
like he
rather
ran into
set
set the
into
last
bigger,
hand,
yeah.
and then his set ran
just
into
getting
flush.
coolered a little bit.
He's getting cooler.
He knows once he gets it all in on that flop that he needs to dodge a spade more than likely. He might already be beat in some scenarios where you get all in on that flop, but yeah, Mike's up to 11,000, which means at any point, if Zach wanted to, he could buy up to that stack. I don't think we're going to see that, but maybe we will.
Oh, he got what he wanted. Jerk Diggler got banned.
Great, dude. Congrats.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's always nice when people get what they want, though.
I hate seeing Zach run so bad.
Yeah, I'm sad to see your favorite player having a rough time of it so far.
Yeah.
Maybe things will turn around. We still got a couple hours left on the stream.
Matt's doing well. He's my second favorite.
Still smiling, that's true. Zach,
Matt's enjoying his beer that I sent him. You're welcome.
and she's never gonna let you forget it, man. How
No.
did that beer taste that I
Did you
sent
enjoy
you?
that beer? How's the beer? Like, are you gonna buy me a beer for the rest of my life now?
You owe me a beer from that one time.
Yeah.
When I bought you a beer. All right, here we go. Brian
Here comes our
opens.
$75 standard open. Like,
Into a $20 straddle. If
Into-
there's still a straddle, that's the reason.
but I just love that this game is a 5, 10, 20. I love it.
ZM rebuys. Oh, I didn't say it was leaving.
No, Zach's not leaving. I would cry. So Brian raises 75. Matt 3-bets to 275, and Brian calls. Brian's got one of the 8s blocked. They both checked. Now the board pairs. Matt's in the small blind. He's first to act. he was the 3-better. See, Matt was the 3-better, and they both checked the flop. So, do you think it's that odd of a line to 3-bet and then check flop? Or did you say the 4-bet and then check flop was odd?
Well, here Matt's out of position. In that situation, Dave 4-bet and was in position. But I'm not saying there was one way. There's definitely not just one way to play hand, and I'm not the greatest player in the world, so I am definitely going to be wrong.
There's this one hand like a year into the live stream that I hadn't seen before. Actually, I haven't seen since. It was the rare bird in the wild, the double check raise. So flop comes, check, raise the flop, and then check, raise the turn. It was so interesting. I've heard of the triple check raise.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that happen very often. I just feel like so often now, if there's action on the flop, the better players are often just check, turn. If it's heads up and you have some action on the flop, 2 players see a turn, I would say like 80+% of the hands go check. On the turn.
Mike, under the gun, raises to 75 because it's suited. 3-bet by Nick to 300, and Mike says yes. So a lot of isolation in these hands, like a lot of heads up, 3-way kind of play. Ace, Queen, 9. Both Mike and Nick flop a queen, but Nick's got 2 pair with Ace, Queen.
Goes check.
So Mike now bets 400. I like that check by Nick. I really loved that check by Nick because then it's going to keep all Mike's bluffs in his range on the turn.
Mike's also reasonably aggressive.
Yes.
Like he's bet into some spots where maybe you wouldn't think you were good. Nick's wondering what to do. It looks like he's going for a raise.
He's just a little click back here.
Makes it 1,000. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was 800. I thought I just
It was
thought
close.
800.
It's like a little bit over a click. It's like a jumbo click back.
A jumbo click back. I like it. We blur lines.
Yeah. It's the beautiful part about words. They can mean whatever you want them to mean. Looks like Mike calls. It's small enough where Mike feels maybe he's good here. I'd have a hard time thinking I was good here with a weak.
Is it 10 a scary card now? Because Broadway's possible. You've only bought one Broadway.
I don't think so. The 10 though, I think ensures that Nick is probably just going to check behind and just,
which he did.
Yeah. So we're going to check river and. Makes it, maybe Nick misses out on some value, but I don't think if he bets that river that many of his bets will be called.
I think at this level, like you said, he might be missing out on value, but maybe Mike folds river.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of situations that Nick will fold.
Like what calls there's not a better 2 pair, maybe even 2 pair folds out, like a worse 2 pair. But the only thing that's raising you is the King Jack. It's the King Jack.
Right.
Yeah, it's the King Jack. And then, yeah. I don't think he gets any more value on the river. I might be wrong. I'm actually wrong.
No. I mean, from that specific hand, if you're thinking about it.
In a vacuum. Let's do it in a vacuum. Just that hand.
Oh, no. From that specific hand, I don't know that Mike is going to be calling with a weak queen there. Any bet with any river other than like another queen or a 5.
Oh, God, this game is so good. Adam raises to 75. Mike with a quick 3-bet to 385. His 3-bets are huge. They're Trump size. Huge.
Some big 3-bets. Looks like
game.
Adam calls the 3-bet with 9-7 parts.
Dave folds 9s here.
Interesting.
I think that's a pretty snug fold for this table. And like cash, I think you should be playing a little more loose, buying deep. King high flop. Adam flops a flush drop. Mike's still ahead with 8s, although, I guess Mike was the original 3-better. That flop, like that king, may connect better to his range, but we all know Mike's kind of rangeless. Set on the turn. Now, we've been hitting so many sets here in this game.
Wow.
So Mike bets 300, I believe, on the river. The graphics are catching up.
Yeah.
Why is it showing Adam being the winner?
Because he has a straight.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
So
I
he
was just looking at his cards.
Mike turns a set, which gives Adam more outs, a gutter ball, and
Ooh, and they shoved too. Oh my goodness. Chai Man, what's up? Welcome to the chat. He says I look marvelous. Thank you. It's a lot of filters and 7 layers of makeup.
thanks to the Stones tech crew.
My makeup crew that's in the back. I'm trying to make my hair big and voluminous.
Looks like they did get it in.
That's what she said.
Yep. Mike bets 2,000. Adam gets all in for 10, and Mike is really gonna have a hard time folding that river, and he doesn't. No, he hasn't called yet, so he's waiting.
Runner, perfect for that straight, huh? And the flush draw. It was so nice.
And you muck. And you muck.
No. The dealer's taking his money.
Yeah, you guys said you wanted blood. Well, there's some blood.
There will be blood. Just like the movie. We're redoing the movie. That's tough because the run out, like, I would never think a 9-7 made a straight here because it's runner.
Right, yeah.
You know, and
this is the one scenario where 9-7 makes it straight is because he also had the flush draw.
yeah, I think like I wouldn't, and he had to have this exact hand.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
And I just
Or
like
3-4.
I don't think a single player at this table would say that they would have folded that river. I think every single one of them would call on the river. I think it's like almost a standard call because the only hand he has right now is the 9-7 of hearts because 9-7 on that flop is never continuing.
This is right. I think that maybe there is a scenario where like Mike doesn't bet the river. It saves himself a little bit of money.
Yeah.
Because I guess Adam could shove that river and overbet the pot with a shove, and then put him in a very difficult situation. But by betting 2,000, he's put himself in a situation where he could theoretically get bluffed sometimes by a missed flush draw. But he's betting 2,000 with 4,000 behind. I don't think he's folding.
Well, I don't even think if he checks he can fold. Do you know what I mean? I just think that.
By the way, that was a $20,000 pot.
Yeah, I don't think that there was. No, it wasn't. Well, yeah, it was.
Well, each of them had like 10. He's got 21.
Well, yeah, okay, he had 6 left. Mike had 6 left, and he had 11 left.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds weird when you're doing heads up. One guy he didn't win $20,000.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty big pot.
I know what you mean. But what I'm saying is that oh, he's coming back. Thank goodness. That was actually a big cooler for him. You know?
Yeah, it was an unfortunate round. You run into the specific hand that's going to beat you on that board. But yes, he did call. Real big hand. He did call.
I think in his position, I call too because
I just don't think I bet that river.
I just on that flop, the only 9-7 that he can have is the 9-7 of hearts, but the rest of his range I'm beating. Because everything else is like a 2-pair.
No, I also think the pot is so big when he makes it 2,000 and then
I just think most of the time he's winning with that call. I like only a 9-7 there of hearts. The only 9-7 that's there is the hearts.
I don't know. Is he winning most of the time? I mean, maybe he's winning most of the time. There are bigger sets out there.
For sure he's winning. Yeah,
bigger sets out there that can beat you and take that same lane.
I'm talking about his entire range.
I think the way that it played out, agreed. Totally agreed. I think there's an argument to be made where Mike doesn't bet 2,000 on that river.
Yeah, but
because
I still.
you almost want people to
Man,
bluff.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if I could fold because if he shoves on the river on me, if I didn't bet, if I check,
He's probably still going
let
back.
me know.
Yeah, I
If
didn't.
he shoves on the river, to me it looks like a flush draw turned into a bluff.
Which is why maybe he value shoves the river, like in spots like similar spots. But no, I agree with you that there's a good chance he's going to go broke no matter what.
Yes.
I'm just saying, I
he's
don't know that I would
crushing-
lead that.
I think he's crushing most of his range, and I think like just with that run out was so perfect for a 9-7. I would have never put him on that hand, and I think like everybody at this table in his exact spot with the way he played it would have called on that river. You can't put a player just on one hand, and I would never think. Okay, 9-7 is the only hand he's got that's perfect here. That was like
Or a better set. But,
Or a better
perfect in the sense that it's also disguised. I mean,
yeah.
A bigger
because
set
I
wouldn't
think,
be this.
like I said, I think like busted flush draw shoves there, and it looks so bluffy. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty crazy thing so far. We're going to get another bomb pot here.
Lady Maverick asking if they're pros. Actually, I think like 80% of this table is pros.
If you're playing 5-10, you probably play a fair bit,
Well,
if
this
not
is-
as your sole.
This is 5, 10, 20. This is a much bigger game. And the games at Stones run way bigger than any other place I've ever played in. I used to play 5, 10 at Bellagio, and the cap was like $1,500.
Yeah, the table stakes thing absolutely makes this play bigger.
Our cap is $5K, and then a table stake after that. Like,
Right. So now somebody could match the 20K stack
Yeah.
if they wanted to.
This game is going to get big. Let's go overtime. I have a feeling it's going to run all night.
What's up, Mr. V? How's it going? Or sorry, not Mr. V, Mr. Smiley. I'm looking at the Hey V and Brent.
Mr. Smiley, what's up? Although you might be Mr. B now.
Mr. V. Well, I mean, would that be a bad spot, Mr. Smiley? I mean, unless you're already married. Could probably do worse.
I'm not looking to get married.
No, I'm saying unless he's already.
Yeah.
Because then, he would be out of the
Awkward.
question. Right,
Then we could go to Utah.
Be tough.
Although it's not legal in Utah. I checked. I wanted to be a sister wife.
It's actually one of the main plots of the show, Big Love, that it's not legal.
It's not legal.
While they're
actually
doing it.
just as a symbolic marriage. And any woman, oh man, women are brainwashed.
Just go watch Big Love. You should watch it. It's good. It's an HBO show. It's not a reality show.
Oh, I have HBO.
With the late Bill Pullman. I believe. Yeah, Bill Pullman.
I'm kind of more into like Westworld kind of shows.
Well, I mean,
And
it was
Rick and
also
Morty.
on HBO, so the same kind of vibe, maybe. Obviously different category, but I thought Big Love was really, really good.
Zach raises to 125, I believe.
Good night, Freckle Peckle.
Night, Freckle Pickle. Jack High Flop. Oh, graphics are a little bit behind.
It's because the action's so fast.
Nick checks, Dave checks, and Zach on the button. He bets 175. Nick's calling. He's floating this with a backdoor flush draw in 2 overs. On the turn, I don't think Nick's going to continue to float. I think Zach might check back here, actually, yeah. River's a 9. Now, Queen 10 is a beautiful hand. Inside straight draw got there, and now Nick decides to lead. The problem is Nick doesn't have a pair. This is just a bluff. And if Zach goes upstairs, because he has the nuts, right?
Yes.
There's no flush. He's gonna go upstairs, and like, I guess only a set's gonna pay him off.
So how much do you think
Two pair would
you're
pay him off, actually.
raising here to
Two
try
pair
to
would pay him
get
off.
paid?
It depends. Like, I'm kind of. So it's a nice big raise, 1.2. I'm kind of still trying to figure out, what I think. Like, you should do both. You should do a little bit of smaller, like click back, little jumbo click back. You should definitely bluff and have the nuts when you're like smashing the pot, when you're you know, the pot's like 2K and you put in like 3.5K.
Right, overbetting the pot as like a value type thing has been it's been around for a while. By the way, Mike just bought in for 20,000.
No.
He just rebought for 20K. So
how good is this game? When I walked into the room, I saw everybody sitting here, and I got starstruck. And I was like, I'm so happy right now. I'm such a big fan of this show and all of them. And I instantly bought them some drinks.
I'm going to tweet that out. Mike just bought in for 20,000. We got 2 hours left.
And I'll
Stuff's
retweet
gonna
it.
get super hot.
I'll retweet it if you make it actually a good tweet.
Oh, well, I mean, it has to be Veronica.
You see one of my
approved.
tweets got like 125 likes?
Wow.
Mike 3-bets this to 300. Chris calls. Chris was the original raiser. Ace high flop. Chris has a 7 deuce. They have to be playing the 7 deuce game. This is insane. 6 on the turn. Chris bets 100. Mike just calls. And I think Chris's hand. Oh, Chris had the deuce. Yeah, Chris tables the 7 deuce, and no one rewarded him. He just won with the 7 deuce and just has bragging rights. Steve asks, Veronica, are you going to get Joe to come back to play PLO? I don't know who that is. Lady Nomak says, wow, it's about to get real. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. I don't know Mike's Twitter, so I just said Mike.
MC says, close the commentator window. No one wants to see this dork and this washed up broad.
What? I don't even know what FST means. Fat dork? Fat dork.
I'm a washed up broad.
Can we change my name to Fat Dork, please?
Can you put washed up broad?
Yeah, can you just change our names, please, for the rest of the thing? I 100%
Give this
want that to
guy a
happen.
platform. Can you guys change our names?
I had a soccer game. I was playing soccer. I really love playing soccer. And I was playing, it's like an arena soccer league, a bunch of like 19-year-old, 20-year-old kids that are good, really good at soccer. Sorry,
no, it's just
continue.
like the action's so great in this table. I don't even think there was the raise was so big by Zach, 125. Matt calls, Mike calls. And Mike flops a 9.
There is no such thing as standard
And
opens
Matt's
in
on
this
a set.
game.
The case 9 comes out for Matt's set.
I love that he's greater than 99% to win the hand.
We can never say 100, right?
Now he is 100. So we can never quite say 100.
I would say statistically speaking, we should never say 100.
So what do you think about people who say keeping at 100? I'm not a fan of these people. Not a huge fan.
Those are people younger than me.
But, yeah. So Matt, in a great spot here, except for I don't know how much value he could possibly get here that he hasn't already gotten. Mike does have a piece of the board, so maybe...
Mike really needed a 3 on that river.
Did he really?
So you were telling me...
Didn't get super coolered again?
I know, I feel bad for him.
Oh, no. So we were playing soccer, and some guy was like, like... I'm pretty competitive, and maybe like there's some bumping. I don't even really know, but he did something, and then he called me fat, which is like, okay, wow, that's original. You're 19, you're a stick. So I scored a goal, and I literally like lift up my shirt and just walk by like patting my stomach in front of his team. So it was I loved that moment. It was fun.
You know, ad hominem attacks are like for the lowest of the low.
But he called me a fist dork.
Hey, a fist dork is like, I think it's original. We can give him props for that. I'm a washed up broad. Obviously, I already know that. What do you think this is? Like, you think I'm taking over for Vanna White or I'm working at the World Series of Poker? Obviously, I'm washed up. Like, you think this is news to me? You think you're like not a moto right now, a master of the obvious? Come on.
Sounds like I put
Don't waste my
$5 if
time.
you change name for whole stream to Fat Dork. Standard 10.
Mike raises. Zach 3-bets. Mike calls.
Right. See, Mr. Smiley knows what's up. Keep it real. That's words. That means something.
Paul Letty, they are playing 5, 10, 20, yes, and the initial buy-in was 5K max, but after that you can buy in table max. So right now you can buy in for 20K, which Mike did.
Monster Hands says Mike should have taken a walk and called it a night. You know what? Debatable.
Mr. Smiley says, Brent, you should have said, get in my bag. I like it.
Yeah. There were some other options there we could have gone with there. I think the river is already coming here. But I was going to say, Monster Hands, sometimes in games like this, you have to be prepared for pretty big swings one way or the other. If Mike thinks he can beat the game, there's also a chance he's tilted.
Does Zach think that he's making a bluff right now? Does Zach think Mike's just stone cold bluffing? He's capable. That's all he can
sure.
be.
So Mike picks up a little bit of chips, some chips.
Lady Novak says you are not washed up. F that guy.
Actually, it looks like Lady Novak says message deleted.
Yeah, because she said the F word. Come into my defense, my girl.
I think I'm perfectly fine with dude being in here and calling me a fat dork.
We didn't delete him, did we?
I have no idea.
Oh, don't delete
I don't know if he's
trolls.
still around.
I'm so against deleting the trolls. Like, let them stay.
Sorry, not a lady.
Let them try. Like, they're usually really terrible, lowbrow ad hominem attacks. Let's go.
Ad hominem is just the worst guy. I hate that.
Ad hominem.
Ad hominem's such a dick.
Here's Zach raises to 75. And we're waiting for a 3-bet from somebody. Robert's been snug as a bug in a rug. He needs to loosen up a little bit in this game. 8 high flop.
That's true. I don't even know that I've seen Robert see a flop yet.
Chris needs a 5. Zach c-bets this, and he's probably going to take it. Oh, no. Sorry. Chris decides to stay for a 5.
You know what he didn't do? He didn't say, give me a 5, dealer. That was the problem. If he calls and say, give me 5, put a 5 out there. He increases his chances.
That's how it works.
He increases his chances.
You heard it here first.
Taryn Holdener says Veronica heart pie smiley face times 4.
Call me.
Call me. That's right. Just put exclamation point Veronica's number and it'll pop right up.
Jose Campos, what's up? Nice to see you. Lady Novak says, like a sailor, this one. So, you want to hear some good news? I've been looking to adopt a dog.
Okay.
And I went to one place and they didn't have like the complete full golden doodle, labradoodle that I needed for hypoallergenic. A girl at my work is adopting one, 75% poodle, 25% golden retriever.
Okay.
And they're completely hypoallergenic. I'm getting one next Friday.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Steve tries the command Veronica's number. Just kidding.
8675309.
It's actually 1-800 washed up. Just so you know.
Well played. Zach raises to 225. Huge raise. Is he raising this much because he can, because everyone's going to call, or is he trying to get paid by these people? I'm trying to figure out. It's just the table consensus to raise this much. Zach gets checked too, and he did get checked too, and bets 375.
I think Mike is just in the mood to build some big pots. He bought in for 20K. He wants to win a big pot. He doesn't want to dilly-dally. No dilly-dally.
Mike's still maintaining a good composure, even though he's been hitting coolers. 8 on the turn. Chris gets there.
No, dilly-dally. That I'm sure dilly-dilly is compromised. Whatever. When you guys.
And now
Veronica.
Zach's not going to put any more money in this pot.
When are we going to have Veronica on the podcast? Well, there's only one interview a week, and there's so many people to get to. Maybe someday. I don't know. I guess Stone's Live kind of has to blow up a little bit.
It says he said that I look like I have a black left eye. I haven't been in a fight in a long time. It's probably just like the shadow. If you look at my Snapchat, you can see that I do not have a black eye.
All right. So we still have an hour and a half, a little bit over an hour and a half left in the scheduled stream time, and don't need to be piggy beating at home in a real argument. It's just someone making fun of you. It's the tequila. LOL. That's your. It's the tequila. Tequila gives black eyes. Then?
Real big nuts. An ad hominem attack is usually just attacking, like a shallow attack on not really what they're saying, but a personal attack. Maybe it's only used in an argument, but I'm pretty much arguing with everybody.
Veronica's Snapchat.
Oh, Veronica's Snapchat.
Oh, that command doesn't exactly work, but it'll work in this case. Oh. Veronica Star 2 R's. She tried to type it in. Was not signed into the chat.
8 high flop. Now, Zach from Sac flops the nut flush draw in the straddle. And Mike doesn't have anything but bluffs in his range right now.
Pair and a flush draw. Good
Mike
spot
checks.
for Zach. Great spot for Zach here with a pair and a flush draw.
And Mike was
And
the
he's gonna
original raiser pre-flop, and so the fact that he checks... I mean, does he check like an overpair here? And he just calls. He's floating this. 3 on the turn.
It's a pot Mike could win. I just don't know how easy it really is to continue with King 10 in this spot. The 3 doesn't change anything, so...
And then he checks again. And he's floating this.
He just check calls twice. Wow.
And he can't even beat a bluff, an ace-high bluff
So
right now.
now he has to bet or hope that Zach is going to bet again and try to bluff?
Does he actually think his king high is good here? That's so crazy.
Did they go check? Zach hit his fist. I think they went
Zach has a
check.
deuce. Sorry, Zach has a deuce.
Yeah. I think it went check. So he's losing either way, even if he didn't connect with the board. So that's interesting. Surahan 59 now following on Twitch. Welcome. Glad to have you. If you guys aren't following on Twitch or YouTube, hit that button. It's flashed up on the screen a couple times, but coming up, April 13th to the 22nd is the the Stone Spring Classic with $250,000 in guarantees, a main event, chip amplifier, Assassin's Bounty, Mix Max Tournament, all kinds of great events is part of the Stone Spring Classic, and it includes Jason Somerville, Andrew Nemi, Kevin Martin, and Lex Veldhouse, all going to be here at Stone's in the booth with Fat Dork and Washed Up Broad.
No, I'm not going to be in the booth.
Oh, she's not going to be in the booth.
I'm going to be oot in a boot.
Oot in a boot. And it is actually the first time Jason and Lex are ever going to stream together. If you're unfamiliar with...
I love our new names. Can we switch our names, please? Washed Up Broad and... What was yours?
Fat Dork, obviously. What do you mean, what was mine? You've known me for how long? Come on. This game is crazy. This is a bit nutty. Mike is mixing it up for sure, but Mike obviously states his intentions by buying in for the table max of $20,000 when he sat back down. He didn't mess around with the 500, the 1K, or whatever. Let's see. This game is wild for sure. So many huge checks. Yeah, exactly. This game got very quickly to the point where a couple of our stream games have gotten, and very early in the stream actually. So.
Yeah, this is Smash.
Fat Dork. It was F. Fat Dork with an F. Jeez.
Where's our original artist that created our names? Is he still in the chat? I love it.
Nick hits a queen on the river and wins the pot. Nick's getting a little bit of chips. Everyone seems to be winning some chips off Mike currently.
Paul Letty says, I
we'll
think
see
you're going to let me talk. You're so... Did you have a Red Bull before you got in the booth? I've never heard you talk this much. Let me say something. So Paul Letty says, I think you're going to say this a lot. And Mike was the pre-flop raiser for the rest of the night. Might as well record it to play it back. Next time he does, I'll just leave it alone.
Which?
And Mike was the pre-flop raiser.
Oh, sure, fine. Sometimes people want to know who the pre-flop raiser was.
Because he's basically saying,
I get it.
do you?
It's fine.
Okay, fat dork. Say it. Call me it.
No problem, Wub.
Washed up bro.
It was very Mike experience ready.
Hey, when the lights are just a little dim, I still have high stocks. As long as I get out of the club before the lights turn on.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Real Big Nut says, Mike's ready to rip. Could be a 40K pot. Yeah, I mean,
Rocket.
we can all only hope. It would be really nice to see on the stream. I love big pots. Wow, you're actually quiet. What's going on? A little clammy.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
You sick? You okay?
Yeah, totally sick. I'm sick. We need Jenna to the booth. Hashtag Jenna to the booth. And dumplings.
Hashtag
Bring
CPR.
dumplings with you.
Dumplings and CPR.
Couple big hands. Not really like a huge pot here. But some big stacks. Oh, it's Mike and Adam way above everyone else, but the male version of Stormy
Brent is
Daniels.
the
You guys
male version of Stormy Daniels. The one that was pregnant, or is she currently pregnant?
I don't know.
Does anyone know? Like I'm so irritated with politics right now. Is she currently pregnant, or did she get rid of it?
I know.
She's not prego. Okay. Chris raises to 75. I know it's Chris or Mike. And then who's 3-betting? Mike's 3-betting to 130. For the way this game's been playing, that 3-bet's a little small. We would think 275. This game's nuts. That's all I'm gonna say is I was so happy when I saw everybody. King high flop, Brian flops top pair, and an inside straight draw. And Adam's open-ended with a flush draw. He's a straight flush draw. He's blocked though. 6 on the turn. Everybody check the flop. There has to be some money put in here.
Other very important stuff.
Proper 3-bet. What is up?
Agreed, proper 3-bet.
The source for all of your proper 3-betting needs. So Adam raises to 800. Brian is the original better here on this flop. On the turn, sorry. It's hard to fold. He folds top pair.
Adam takes it with his nice raise.
Straight flush draw.
A lot of outs.
Oots. He was
So
ooting
many
a boot.
oots. So many oots.
Monster Hand says Adam should pack up and go to the Toyota dealership. I think Adam probably drives a Porsche. He probably does not drive a Ford or a Toyota or anything like that.
I'm gonna go with.
Every time I come here, there's like Audis, Porsches, Cadillacs. Like
He
it's
probably
a nice,
drives like a Prius.
No, he does not. No, he doesn't. He looks like a Bala.
There's lots of ballas that buy Priuses nowadays.
I can see my car from a mile away because I'm the only one that drives a Volkswagen Bug. My little Bug.
Oh yeah? See it from a mile away. What color is it?
Black. Pano roof. Pimped out sound system.
Oh, pimped out sound system.
It's the turbo with the standard on the click shift or whatever.
Oh, okay. I think I had a friend who had a car like that for a while.
I had a friend once that had a car like that
exactly.
one time, that Bug. So Nick raises to 150. Pot's pretty big. I like the raise size.
Dave just limped, right? Or called the straddle.
Yes. Yes, he did. Mike quickly calls. And dealer says, put your cards on the reader, Mike. No, he didn't tell him. Queen high flop.
They need to do some shots.
I did send them shots. Mr. Smiley, I sent them shots like an hour ago.
Glamorous Stage 47, following on Twitch. Welcome. How are you?
Everybody checks to Nick. Nick bets his set. Mr. Smiley's talking about flu shots because he wants everyone to get vaccinated.
No, another set. That's true. It's the night of sets here.
I pretty much get two kinds of I get two kinds of text messages from people, either involved poker or bowling. I joined
Poker or bowling?
Yeah. I'm here for 3 days this week, and then I'm bowling one of those days, and then I'm going to go meet my puppy tomorrow. 8-9 queen. This is the only pot that has been limped. 5, 10, 20. This is the first. How many hours in are we?
Fully limped.
1.5 hours into the stream, and this is the first time.
Was this the bomb pot? This might have been the bomb pot.
Is it? Oh, that might be the reason why I didn't see everybody's cards first. I don't think it was the bomb pot.
Oh, I was asking. I'm not sure.
Lady Novak asked if I'm in the booth April 2nd. I don't think so. And I will actually not be able to be in the booth on April 2nd.
Anonymous just tried on YouTube. Why won't you be? Is it something?
I have some stuff
share?
that I'm doing. I have plans that day.
Stuff to do. All right. Good to hear. Hope you enjoy
Maybe I'll start
that stuff.
Start smoking pot and do it that day. I don't know. I got stuff to do. No, I'm not going to be smoking pot. I want to clarify.
You're going to be smoking Clarify? Is it some kind of new drug?
Monster Hand says V Brill will be recovering from all the April Fool's jokes, pranks.
Sure.
Yes. I'll be hiding out at home so people don't get mad at me and hurt me. So Zach raises to 125. Been pretty standard.
We're going to see Robert play a pot.
Robert 3 bets, and I'm really surprised everyone just doesn't fold, but they like to play. And Zach's calling. Zach's having a good time. He did not smile this much on Veronica and Friends.
Huh.
I think maybe he was just trying to be nice to me and he didn't really want to be there. Because it's a 1-3. Queen high flop. 6s flop a set. Zach is going to get some money back from his bad run. And I feel like Zach's just gonna call here. A raise. I don't know if he. I have a feeling he's gonna call. I feel like a raise might get just a ace queen off their hand. Probably not, but he may not get too much value out of most of Robert's range. Robert is kind of snug. Did he raise? Is he raising? No, he calls. Yeah, he calls. 9 on the turn.
How is that going to get paid, though? I don't think Robert's going to bet again. Probably going to go check turn.
That's what I'm saying.
He might not go check.
I think maybe raising would be a consideration against Mike, but I think because it's Robert, I think he's just gonna on that flop just call. Now he's gonna bet. There's 2 flush draws out there. I don't think Robert's hand necessarily connects very much with that 6, 7, 8, 10 kind of straight. An 8, 10 hand. I don't think Robert has that ever. So.
Yeah, sure. Ace Queen is a hand he could have here, but really of those hands, or maybe a big flush draw.
He hasn't 3-bet this entire
right,
hand. Yeah,
exactly.
Monster Hand says, V Brill, have you ever creeped out when you get noticed by a Twitch viewer? No. Why? I always ask people what their Twitch name is. Poker Pro Eric says, how is that going to get paid though? He's not.
Great, I want to be the first. That's fine.
Monkey Puncher's like, OMFG, a set. There's been a lot of sets tonight.
So many sets.
Oh. Is Mike yelling at Jen? Jen's not the right girl to get mad at.
I can actually hear it at the moment.
Brian races to 75. I feel like listening to Black Sabbath.
Matt's
I think I'm
getting a
gonna
little,
listen to Black Sabbath on the way home real loud.
Nice. Sounds fun. With the windows down, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it is nice. Matt 3-bets pre-flop with a king-queen. Brian flops a flush draw, and he does have an overpair. Matt still with 2 overs, checked around. And there it goes. And bingo, says the grandma. Queen on the turn.
Pretty. It feels like a tight fold. I don't think a lot of people are folding here in Brian's spot.
Yeah.
You checked twice. It doesn't necessarily mean Matt has a king or a queen.
And he has a flush draw.
Obviously.
Casey just like ran in front of us and started dancing. I think she may have gotten into this game. Is that
10 on the river. I don't know.
No, she didn't.
All the people waving tonight. 10 on the river.
waving.
Matt's going to pay him off. 600, 700? 600 on the river, yeah. It's a hard... well, Brian's pretty much never folding that turn and then hits one of his outs on the river.
One of his oots?
One of his oots.
So I didn't know what you said.
I get it, yeah.
I like it very much. You hit it in your
One of his
oots.
outs.
Like my dad would say, oh, Veronica, come on, we do shoots. Christmas time, we do shoots. Veronica, your birthday, we do shoots. Come on, Veronica, we do shoots. That's my dad.
I like it. The dynamic.
My dad has had shots with some of the local poker players in this room.
Oh, cool.
When my dad came down and visited, some of my friends met him. They did shoots together.
A bunch of shoots?
It's a funny story, and I have pictures of them. All of them very hammered. With like a couple of my really close poker friends hammered with my dad. Very expensive whiskey. Mike 3-bets, 635, huge. Robert calls on the button with an ace-king and whiffs. I hate the word whiff, but he missed the swap.
How do you feel about wiffle ball?
I have no idea what that is. Mike bets a K and takes it down. Robert's probably the snuggest guy at the table. Although apparently, when I was in the booth with Jonathan Little, he told me that Robert bluffed him a few times.
Well, when you have an image like Robert does, or at least in this situation, he can probably pull off some stuff here. He could probably do some bluffs.
Poker Hooker, what's up? Nice to see you. Poker Hooker says no interest in the game. Are you talking about Robert?
Guys, don't be afraid to check out, or coming up, you'll see the final table of this event, the Quantum 100K guaranteed tournament, 9 starting flights for different amounts. You cash all the flights, you just keep raking in the money for bagging day 1 flights.
Six Puppy says Brent and Veronica, the dynamic duo.
I'll take it.
You know what? Next time, I feel like you would gel really well with my family. I think next time they come into town and we have like a dinner, you're gonna come over. I think you and my dad would be like, our mustaches are very thick and nice, and we can drink. And like,
Hello.
let's do shoots and talk. Yes.
Yeah, I get along with pretty much everybody, so I believe it.
Everybody limped for $20, and Mike pumps it upstairs to 410. Robert, in the cutoff, decides, hey, why not? Let's open up our range. and go call the 385. Chris, of course, calls, has Robert notched with the hearts. And now Dave in the small blind. I mean, I don't hate that fold.
Yeah, it's not a. It looks. It's King Queen offsuit in this four-way hand
I think
from the small blind.
May have been suited. He would have flopped open-ended, but Mike flops open-ended, and I don't think he's going to slow down here.
Robert's got the bottom end of the open-ended as well, so Mike may have a shot to get some of his money back here.
4 doesn't do anything for anyone, but Mike's still ahead of the king high.
Mike's the kind of player that might bet here again. I think a lot of people would go check. Oh, I guess it went check. So, and maybe they both whiff and probably both check. Here's a spot where Robert decides to bluff for 1.3, and Mike lets it go. I mean, I don't know how often anybody's going to get called with king high on that spot, but Robert's probably never going to get called with king high on that spot.
Robert
after
never.
Today's session, like just in what we've seen so far.
If someone did and they were good, that would be a sickness. They would be sick with the gambling disease and would need a vaccination.
Robert's taking an entry with the jump off the mat. My mind is kind of in two places. If I'm being honest.
Are you in love?
No.
Who is she? Tell me.
I'm not in love.
Tell me the truth. Who is she? What does she mean to you?
Pork dumplings.
He is legitimately involved in love with pork dumplings. I've seen it. I've witnessed
It's true.
it.
They're pretty good.
He almost bit off my hand when I went to take one.
I got him. Get away from the dumplings.
Those are my dumplings.
Protective dumpling boy. Get away from the dumplings. Mike is on a downslide. Yes, Mike is on a downslide. But he looks like he's having a good time. He's doing shots. He's cheersing people. Look, I don't think too many people sit to play this game and are gonna change their life maybe one way or the other in terms of their winning or losing. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong.
So Zach in the big blind raises to 175. Everyone is calling because why not?
Why not? It's a pretty loose call by Mike with the 8-3 offsuit. This is definitely a shot call. If you're taking a shot, you play the hand you're playing.
I think he flopped pretty well, right?
Bottom pair.
No, Zach?
No, I said Mike is calling from the small blind with 8-3
Zach
offsuit.
flops open-ended. So does Dave. It's surprising to me that Dave's playing this hand, even on the button. Feels like he'd be a little too snug for it.
Party hooker, the highest he ran on Saturday night was 2.5. Sometimes for the stream it goes bigger. I think there's a lot of games too that are scheduled here, that only go off on certain nights. There's a few PLO games that are on the list usually, but they have a specific nights that they come on. It looks like the biggest. They played bigger than 1025 here, right? Sometimes 100, 200 limit.
Well, the limit. But on the live stream, we've played, I think we played 25, 50, 100.
Yeah.
Actually, I think when JC Tren was in the game, it was 25, 50, 100 with a mandatory $200 straddle.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure. Zach was in that game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. This is a fun spot. I don't think Mike is really going to get a chance to benefit from it, but Zach's raise actually bet out the better hands in terms of pairs here.
Yeah.
So currently, Mike has the best hand with the most equity, a pair, backdoor flush draw.
Okay, Pokeberg says the JC Tren game was 5100, but it did have a $200 straddle. So I don't remember if it was 25, 50, 100 with a $200 straddle.
Yeah, occasionally we have 100, 200 limit on the stream. Mike calls, he wastes no time calling. If this went runner, diamonds, how confident would you be in such a huge pot to, oh wow, he snap shoves the 8 on the turn, which, He's never going to get called, and he shows 8-3. Well, he gets some money back. He just made like 3,000 bucks on that hand.
You're not going to get it back if you go home.
That's true, but sometimes, it was suggested earlier, sometimes going home is a better option, sometimes rebuying is a better option. But if he has 20K cash in his pocket, he obviously wasn't planning on going home.
No, Poker Pro Eric, they all agreed to straddle 200. So the house didn't force the straddle, but it was a mandatory straddle among them.
The unfortunate part for Mike there is I think he might have been able to get another kind of bluffy spot there. Maybe he could get a little bit more money there if you're trying to think like you always have the best hand.
Look at all of them laughing. They're loving. This is such a good game. This is such a good game. This is like the field of dreams right here.
The field of dreams. Good night, Rick.
Chris
Rick
races
San
to
Diego.
75.
Yeah, Eldar 8. This is big in some huge stacks on the table.
Zeberju. What's up, Zeberju? Still insults me, but I still love him. Ace 10, inside straight draw, not flush draw. And royal flush straight draw.
Royal flush straight draw. How much did Adam buy in for? Unsure. We have the cash win command in the... I don't think I'm actually signed in here. We'll find out. Not signed in.
Flanaga, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat. DDOM678 just subscribed to YouTube. Eldar, I watched your video today when you had aces versus 2 pairs of kings. And then Israeli Ron folds his 5s. Man, it's so nice to have kings pretty much drawing dead to a set. Well, they were drawing dead to a set, but pretty much drawing dead, except for straights.
I wouldn't want to play in this game.
No, I mean like.
Well, I guess I theory. Okay, if I was bankrolled for this game, I would want to play in this game.
Yeah, of course you'd want to play in this game.
All right. Well, if you're not bankrolled for this game,
you can
think about the Win the Button tournament. Our second, it's the second Win the Button tournament. I think we had a Win the Button cash game on the stream. But yeah, Saturday, April 14th, 10 a.m., 45K guarantee, 30-minute levels. It's going to be a blast. All the tournaments at Stones are fun. Lots of good value, some nice guarantees, and the Win the Button tournament obviously adds another dimension to poker with the raising player. Whoever wins the hand gets the button. Simple as that. If you've never played one before, it's a good chance to play it and see how it works. I got a couple flush draws here on the bomb pot as we change dealers. Adam with the gutter and the nut flush draw. Mike calls 400 with almost no way to win this hand outside of an ace or a 9 hitting, I guess. Oh no, it's a 9. Yo, balls, what up? One of my dealer homies just came by and said hello. This cage is much bigger and everyone is obliged to come and say hello and wave. Let's see, so all in from Nick with the king high flush draw. Adam calls or is debating calling. He does call 4,000. So Nick's all in for 4,100 with a very slim chance to win this hand. He needs a king or a 10. It's not a club. That's not going to do it. Club's over, and that's going to seal the hand for Adam. 10 comes on the river a little bit too late. We put Vanessa Cade magically in the booth. Hey Vanessa, how's it going? Pretty good, Brent. All right, cool. So Vanessa's going to be here next week. Next week on Monday and Wednesday of the stream. She's going to be playing in the Veronica and Friends game on Wednesday night, which is a 1-3. She's going to be in the booth hosting the 5-5 Monday night game that we have next week. It's going to be a good week, fun times with Vanessa Cade. If you're not already following us, follow us on Twitch. You can follow Vanessa Cade on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Vanessa Cade. And
I love it.
yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm glad that was a connection actually made in Twitch chat. Vanessa came by to chat one time, and she's been streaming
Just
pretty
right now?
heavily. Well, not yet, I don't think.
Evil Lawn Gnome, what's up? Nice to see you. A field of how many ugly people we can fit in one broadcast. Yes. Eldar, he's already been in here. Showtime Poker 19, greetings from Toronto. What's up, Toronto? I'm from Edmonton. Grew up in Edmonton. And C-Mill 916, Nick U. Goober. Must be his buddy. Must be another Nick, because Nick always hangs out with all the other Nicks.
Oh my God, Brent, more ventriloquism, please. Well, I mean, next time we have a guest with no mouth in the booth,
Did Adam win the
won't win the bumper.
Yeah? How much was it?
10,000?
Was it huge?
10K, something like that?
Nice. Oh, that's it? Oh, just 10K.
Just a cool 10K.
Just like 10K. What else? Okay, now I'm cold again.
J-Guns 25. This is Stone's Gambling Hall in Citrus Heights, which is just outside of Sacramento in Northern California. Brad Wright just subscribed on YouTube. Welcome, Brad. But yeah, that's where we're at, J-Guns. I think there's a command exclamation point casino that'll give you the exact address. But yeah, 10K pot.
But neither one of us can enter it because
yeah, I
we're
didn't
not
log
signed
into the chat.
anything.
There's a danger which you probably have experienced if you've worked in an office
in a dangerous environment.
where if you log into something with your name and then forget to log out or make it easy for other people to log in.
They start to tell people that you want someone's penis in your mouth or something like that.
Yes, when that happens, it's a little tough.
Every time Jake used to
People
be signed
take some
in,
convincing.
we all I actually got Jake banned because when Jake was signed in, I was like, I want Train's penis in my mouth as Jake.
Oh, jeez.
I got in trouble.
No wonder. Really? Got in trouble. Yes.
Poker Pro Eric says Mike S has the all-in button in his stack.
I imagine he does. Mike S may be in that situation like you are in a bounty tournament when you throw in your bounty chip. That means you're all in or calling all in. He's got one speed, and it's raising. What is this hat? Does anybody know what that hat is?
I don't know. It's nice though. I like his outfit tonight. The gray. Gray's a nice, I think gray complements almost everybody. Gray looks good on everybody. It's a good color.
Great color.
Such a good, neutral color. I'm not gonna get into painting colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a Twitch creative for that one. Is that what that is, Eric? Poker Pro Eric says that it says TMNT.
Still have time to tune in to this 10, 20, 75, 385 most amazing game we've had in a while. Tune in.
What exactly does folding like a D-bag look like? Trying to throw the cards aside. Is that what you're suggesting? That makes it... What is wrong with Mike's chip stack? He's not messing. Well, Mike's splashing around a little bit, scoops the pot, doesn't stack it up. He has the second biggest stack of the table, so I imagine most players are aware of where Mike is sitting, how much he's got behind, but if they're not, it's well within the rules for people to ask for him to have his chips stacked so that they can gauge how much the pot, what they're playing for if they're going to play. Mr. Smiley says it's not gray, it's light black. I like it. That's awesome.
Showtime Poker loves Edmonton. There's a lot of gambling going on in Edmonton. Mike raises to 300. What game are we playing? And gets a couple callers. Jack high flop. Adam checks. So checked all around. 4 on the turn. Pairs the board. Adam may feel he's good. He may think that Mike would have bet a jack. It's hard to put Mike on a hand.
Anything?
And there, he just gave that away.
Yeah. Let's see, Duck Papa, yes, there is a rule. I don't think anybody's going to enforce the rule unless a player asks. I don't think a dealer, I could be wrong. I think the dealer can ask players to stack their chips, but I think it's more of a situation where if one of the players wants him to stack his chips, then they will. But that could be another thing too, like nobody's going to even mention it because Mike's got a big stack and maybe they want Mike to keep playing. He's been a little bit loose tonight, so they're going to, you kind of want to make sure that Mike's having fun. If you're going to come drop 20K in a game, you know, win or lose, you want people
no one's
who
going
are
to be an
buying in.
a-hole to him.
Right.
And Mike's just a nice guy. Look,
He shouldn't be,
he's
yeah.
having
He's
fun.
talking it up. Now he wakes up. This might be the first time you see Kings lose, but you know, for Mike's sake, let's hope not. No, I meant tonight. Obviously, the Kings losing on Sacramento is fairly popular, but we have had a couple pairs of Kings win earlier in the evening. So we'll see. 3-bet to 800. Mike's gotta love this with Kings. It's gonna look, it's gonna look so soft
He
if
goes
he just
all
rips
in
it.
for 18th. Oh, that's because he's effectively playing 2.5K.
Yeah. If he rips it, he's always going to get called here. So this was inevitable. We'll see if Nick can catch up. Mike. All right. Okay. So Mike's just trying to dodge like a spade. Put like a red deuce out there. Mike's going to feel really good about it.
Yeah.
Or just, you know what, pop a king out there. Why not? He'll feel much better. Oh, there you go.
So you just asked for it in the past.
Yeah, see, remember when I said, oh, put a 5 on
In the
turn.
past.
Put
Like,
a
you
5
have
on-
control of the past. That's
I didn't know that was coming, but it is here, and yeah. It's nice in Mike's case to not have to sweat too much. Oh, they're running 2 full boards, so
they can. Their heads up.
he's going to have a hard time catching up here. You need another 10 or a king here, otherwise they're chopping.
Poker Pro, Shovey21 says, who said that Nick's having a rough night? Oh, Poker Pro Aaron. Nick is having kind of a rough night.
Yeah.
Might get some of it back.
Yeah, spoiler. I said it like as it was coming. Yeah, Brent can see the future. It's true. It's true. Sign up for my football picks website. Just send me $400 a piece for picks all season long. I can see the future. That's it. That's all the advertising I'm going to do for the channel. Yo. If you haven't checked it out and you want to go back and watch some older, well-aged Stones lives from the past, some of them are probably well-aged. But if you want to go see Veronica before she was washed up,
I've always been washed up since I was like 21.
how can you be washed up if you started washed up? Right?
Because reasons.
The term washed up means
Look,
that at some point you...
Don't watch old footage. I mean, if you think this is bad, it can get worse and less sober.
Oh yeah, you're right, Eldar. I'm done. I was thinking quick. A 10 would not give him a better full house than the ace. So there was no way he was going to win that second one without the king.
Nick has kings. Nick has kings. He just rebought and he's jamming.
And he just jams. Open jams, 2.5K.
You'd rather my hands on.
No, I like my hand. Somebody crack them and I give you. Oh, I can't.
Man,
I always wanna
last
crack
time
him.
you said it.
Oh, damn. Yeah, my drywall guy's gonna screw you. That was funny. He got that joke.
That was a good one.
Whoa. Almost lost my stick.
My drywall guy is
How much do I have to put in? I've got 5. How many more?
$2,015.
Total?
I think it's 2,515.
No, more.
Hold on.
2015 more.
Then my 500? Oh, that's a huge difference.
25. That's why I counted it. Yep.
Hey, homeboy, if I win this, I'm gonna give you $1,000 if you roll it out just perfect.
wow.
What's this guy's name? Scott! $1,000.
$1,000
Roll this
is-
out perfect. Roll it out. Pray this guy wins.
You didn't know that was coming?
They want your cards on the diamond. They're very
I
interested.
bet they are.
Okay.
Tell them I
Roll
love
it out perfect. You make the guys weak.
And there's a side after.
Okay. All right. This is
How great do I make this game? You guys all love me. How great do I make this game?
fucking fun. All right.
You guys will be sitting here knitted up on some bullshit, like
playing every
one
hand.
hand an hour.
Okay.
Fuck you.
Here we go.
You're so
This
scared
is
right
the
now.
main
You know drywall's got you smoked.
Puckered up. I'm puckered up right now.
I'm gonna check all the way down with
Puckered
drywall.
up.
I check. See? You're so fucked. I check again.
It could get bad.
Check. Gotta check. Don't do it. It's enough. It's enough money.
All in.
I need one card. You know what card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, it's coming.
Not dead, right? God, that's so sick. How he wakes up with aces. That's crazy.
Don't.
Oh my god! I know you called it. Yeah, he's one dead.
Drywall got you. You're screwed. Hey, what was my bounty? Yeah. You owe me a round, okay?
Apparently Mike offered $1,000 tip. Oh, we're back. We're whispering because we were in the library for a second.
So here's the thing that Nick has to do. He has to buy back in. This game is too good. You cannot leave this game. You can't. When a Jack 7 calls 2 people's all in, aces and kings, you can't leave the game.
It doesn't appear to be leaving.
Look at Brian.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's
Yeah, these are the crappiest headphones ever.
So Adam's up 16K. He's the big winner from the day. And his sack is somewhere up around 28,000 right now. Which is pretty nutty in a game that the max was what, 5?
Throwing chips. I love it. In the small blind, just throwing chips in. Raise to 300 from $20 to 300. And Zach calls. Zach knows what's up. Unfortunately, his diamonds are no good.
Yeah, it's a situation where Mike has Zach pretty crushed.
What's
here.
up? You can call me Joker. He said, "What the hell was that? That was fun."
I'm not pretty crushed yet. Jack. How great do I make this game? You love me, Mike. Yeah.
Mike flops top pair.
Yeah, so Adam with a 28K stack. Mike, his second buy-in of 20K. He bought him for 20K, so he's down 3K from that one. He's down 13K total for the day.
DDOM678 says, "Get in there, Veronica. I'll stake you." All right, let's go. Send me 20K and I'll sit down.
Are you going to buy in for the entire thing at once?
Yeah.
Or 10K at a time?
Of course. I'm playing deep.
Pretty wild game so far. Still an hour left. We got two. Well, now we did have two 20K plus stacks on the table. Mike's stack is now about 16K, but still lots of chips on the table to be won for all these players to come take a shot at. And we'll see who gets the best of it. What does Mike do for work? Light money on fire? I'm not sure what his profession is.
So Mike's raising every hand to 300. He's saying, I don't care. He's drinking. And Brian says, okay, let's play. This is the Brian that I know and love. Calling with a 6-3. Deuce 5-8.
Wow. Mike's too busy making friends. Although there's actions checking him on the button. There's nothing wrong with making friends at the poker table. I think that's important. I think people need to do more of that kind of stuff. Seven misses everybody, but Mike's gonna win with 9 high. Congrats, Mike. You gotta love winning a hand with 9 high.
When you're Mike, you do every once in a while.
Yeah. I don't know how many 9 high hands you're gonna win if you play the Stones Classic. The Stones 250K guaranteed the Classic. With homies Jason, Somerville, and Jeremy.
Homies?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're your homies? They're not my homies, I don't know them.
I actually have or had Jason's cell phone number at some point, so we're kind of homies.
Oh, wow!
Kevin Martin and I would say Kevin Martin and I are like acquaintance homies. Like whatever the level below homies is.
Wow, sick brag. I'm way below that with Kevin
I've
Martin.
never actually met Andrew Nemi, so I'm excited about that. Or Lex Veldhuis, actually, so it's going to be a really good time.
Kevin Martin's the only one I've met, and we're like acquaintances.
You guys were in the booth together, weren't you?
I snuck in the booth
You
for
snuck
like
in the booth?
30 minutes with him.
Wow. I mean, if you want, I
think
could
my
conveniently get sick in
My
the booth.
homies, no, it's fine. My homies are Bart
Jonathan
Hansen. Well, Jonathan Little, I was going to put number 3. So Bart Hansen, David Tuckman.
You have your homies ranked.
My homies.
They're ranked?
Jonathan Little just became my homie, man.
Oh, he's a new homie.
He enjoyed doing commentary with me. I was surprised. I thought for sure he'd hate. I thought he'd hate me. I thought he hated me the first time.
Look, despite the fact that now you shall henceforth be referred to as washed up broad, I think a lot of people enjoy doing commentary with you. Obviously
Raises to 100 for the first time, just to 100, and gets 3 callers. Jack high flop, all hearts. I think like once you play on Veronica and Friends, which Bart Hansen has,
then you're friends.
then you're my homie.
Right. That's why we're not homies.
We're getting there.
Oh, okay, we're getting there. Hey guys, we're getting there. Super exciting. Can you tell how excited I am? I'm smiling. See, 2 pair for Ryan on the river, or excuse me, turn. That's not the river.
Matt's in my next Veronica and Friends. He's my homie.
It's 400.
Mike's fantastic for this game.
I'm not really sure what Veronica wanted to marry Jonathan Little. That's funny. That's 325.
No, Jonathan Little's not in Utah. He's not Mormon. Neither am I. I'm not going to be a sister wife.
Oh,
3 on the river.
this kind of sucks for me because he's blocking 4s, but
Well, Matt's got a straight now.
so does Mike.
Yeah.
And Brian only 2 pair.
D's nuts. What is up? They want to know what who's playing in Veronica and Friends. I'll give you a few. Let me open up my list. So as I said, Matt, who's in the Straddle right now, he's in the game. Vanessa Cade.
It's next week, isn't it?
It is. Alicia, my bae, my number 1.
Oh, head duck.
Head duck in charge. And then I actually have a girl coming in that's never played on the live stream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she called me up the other day and she wants to come play in it. And Casey. Casey's going to be in it. It's long.
He's just sending kiss. He's just sending kiss. He's trying to come kiss the booth. Mike has come by to say thank you for the shot. Okay, so in between pots, you asked when Andrew Neamey's coming. He's coming as part of the Stones Spring Classic, April 13th through the 22nd. He's going to be in the booth. I imagine he's going to play some of the tournaments. I imagine also that he's probably going to shoot a vlog while he's up here, so it should be pretty exciting. All the more reason to come out to the tournaments. I think a lot of the crowd is going to come out to these tournaments anyway, but these are all just bonuses. Maybe you can add to your list of homies or create a new one if you don't have one yet.
I don't need any more homies. I'm good with my homie crew.
Your homie list is set?
My homie list is tight and set, and like, I know who I love, and I got them close to me.
I want to buy these, the internet.
Mike, I want to buy the internet people drinks, he said.
Oh, I like
He
Zach.
called you that guy. Tell
That guy.
Veronica she's amazing.
Hey, it's
and
fat dork, buddy. Fat dork. No, that's what somebody in the chat said.
Ron Jeremy. He said you
That's
have
an
a
upgrade.
mustache.
It's an upgrade from the pedophile mustache,
You're
for
almost
sure.
handlebarring it.
But yeah, we'll see. I
You
don't know
should
how
get
far.
some handlebars going.
It's gotta grow. You can't just like.
You can't just make these handlebars happen on their own. They gotta grow, man.
An excellent idea. Let's see. Oh, he's trying to get us drinks. I mean,
It's not gonna
Justin
happen.
might be one. Yeah, no drinks. Not yet.
I have
Post
to go
game.
home and go. I have to go
Oh.
home and go to sleep. So Robert's got queens in the straddle. He did straddle to 40,
Thank you though.
and 3 bets to 1.3k. The original race was 300. It was probably Mike. And Mike's like, I don't care. I'll call.
Let's see, D-Dom Nimi came out with a new vlog. Yeah, I watched him. He was just in South Africa. I watched that vlog. That's actually one of the first of his vlogs that I watched. It's like one of those things you keep meaning to do, but there's not like a whole lot of time where I'm just like, oh, I really need to check out this poker vlog. But if I come across it, there's a lot of good stuff out there. Mike's open-ended. Doesn't get there. Makes a pair. Ghost of M, what's up? I'm assuming that you did the Brett thing on purpose.
Ghost of Vam.
Which
what
actually is
up?
great.
Welcome to the chat.
Mike is awesome, guys. He did come over here. He wanted to buy us shots. But we are sticklers for the rules.
The rules
It's actually
say
really
you have
good.
to lock the door.
It's actually good. This is the first time where it's like, okay, now he can't
Every
just...
show they're trying to get in here. It's like, boys, I'll get you my autograph after the show.
Right, exactly. I mean, no one's trying to get in the booth when I'm in here alone. Those times when Veronica goes to use
They
the
like
restroom
the
or
washed
whatever.
up broad.
Yeah.
Because, as far as washed up broads go, I'm a pretty good washed up old broad.
Top notch.
I'm top notch washed up broad. It doesn't get better than this. Come and get it, boys. This washed up broad isn't going to be washed up forever. One day I'm going to be...
Tide's coming in, boys. Oh, no.
Oh my god! Oh, Mike doesn't even care about stacking his chips, and nobody better make him.
Yeah.
Nobody better tell Mike what to do and how to do it. I love it.
Hopefully, Mike.
Dave's got ace queen. He just calls. Mike raises to 200. What is going on in this world? It's like, is he just letting Mike do all the pushing? Is that what he wants?
Dave's been...
Snub.
He's been like sort of tight in his pre-flop ranges, and then he definitely has some nice like bluff type stuff that he does later on.
Chris defends his straddle. I get it. It was a straddle. He defends his straddle. It was only 140 more. Or sorry, 140 more.
The moneymaker rule: no drinking on the air unless you have a straw.
Ace high flop. Dave flops top pair. and 3 other people in this pot. He lets Mike do the betting.
I would do that at this point, to some extent. You let Mike kind of inflate the pot to a space where now...
I can't even pronounce your name because I know in Jamaican what that means. Punani lover. Oh my god.
I thought you
I just said it.
just did it.
I just said it. I know. I shouldn't have.
MC, I'm glad you're still giving the show a shot. For sure. Thank you for sticking around.
Lord of mercy. God, I can't believe I just said that. I shouldn't have said that. I grew up with a lot of Jamaicans, man.
And Dave's gonna take it down. Mike just blows that pot up for him. Which I mean, you kind of, if you have a hand, like, I mean, almost at this point, you know Mike's gonna play any 2. Limping, wow, that's a, I love MC actually might be my favorite of the people who comes in here with that. He's like, I definitely couldn't do better. I will not be auditioning. Well, now this is actually the start of MC's booth
I'm
commentator.
Sure a lot of people could. He said a lot of people.
Well, Brent Handlebar. I didn't even see they changed it. It was supposed to be Fat Dork MC, which was I know your thing.
Was MC the one that named us? Was it MC?
I'm pretty sure.
MC, you're famous tonight. The table is going bananas. If we don't go overtime, I'm gonna lose my mind. That table's crazy right now.
Yeah, well, what's happening right now, we're going to get on the stream because we've got 45 minutes left, at least, minimum 45 minutes. Crispy Bacon needs to audition. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the regulars here, that's what Master C is a watcher, a fan in the chat, and then came out and auditioned and is now picking up, he'll be here Wednesday, right? You and Master C Wednesday. Master C.
Master C, yeah. Oh, Master C's like good friend. Like he's
number 4 on the homie list. No, not number 4.
Homie. He plays in my game all the time. He's fun. Did you see his Christmas sweater he made? You and Master C had the best Christmas sweaters because you guys made them homemade. Next year I'm doing homemade. Adam races
homemade. I like
25.
Yes. OT for sure. I have Crispy Bacon put together a dealer's game. So we had this, was it you and I that were talking about this? Where we have, I don't think so. I think it was me and Justin. So we have a commentators game where we all the commentators play, and then we have like the fans vote for 2 players who are on the stream to commentate the game.
I think that would be awesome.
So I feel like Hollywood and like, I don't know, somebody nutty would win out. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you have to put Mike.
Oh wow! At this point,
Mike in there and give him a bottle of vodka. Mike and like Zach or something like that. Although their hourly would be too low to be in here. But Mike would be fun in the booth.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that would be a fun time. Fun times.
A commentator game would be good.
Yeah. Well, I said that we were talking about that I think Wednesday. Yeah. And I mean, as Justin is on vacation, haven't confirmed it yet, but I think I wouldn't be too surprised. Although we're not necessarily like the most fun to watch.
I'm fun to watch.
Okay,
I'm fun to watch.
I'm not the most fun.
I'm pretty much like this all the time, all day. Well, at my office job, I'm a little more toned down, except when the office doors close and I'm like, what?
No Hollywood in the booth. He might fold every comment.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Don't put him in the booth. D-Dom says, I have to say Stone's PLO is really good. I don't care what you say. This is like the best game I've watched in a long time.
This is pretty fun. This is like...
This is the most action I've had in months! I'm really funny, right? Just tell me.
Yes.
Tell me what I want to hear.
So funny.
Patronize me. Cards are in the air. Mike doesn't give an F.
Stone's Live Poker disagrees.
it's 100 to call. Is the straddle 100? Yes, Mike is straddling 100 in this game. Zach goes upstairs to 300. Everybody's happy. All those purple 500 chips in front of Zach. 14.5K. 479 on the flop. Look at this flop for Chris. He's open-ended. And Zach completely misses this and checks. I like the way Zach plays. Zach never, I've seen Zach have a bluff gone bad, but he's got bluffs in his range. I like it. I don't think you're a great player if you don't have any bluffs in your range. But he plays close to perfect the way I see him play. He's like checking in good spots. He's getting value in a lot of his hands. In a lot of his made hands. I've seen him pull off some bluffs too.
Yeah, it's been this table has been interesting for a couple people because you have 3 players really driving the action, and then the bit players kind of jumping in every once in a while.
Yeah. Kelly
joining
goes
in
to
the
LA.
action.
What's up? I think that might be I Love Cali Donks. Or whatever that old name was.
You think Mike is not stacking his chips because he doesn't want to know how much he's down? I'm pretty sure, Mike, if you're buying in for 20,000, you probably know how much you're down. And I think most poker players know how much they're down at any given moment, or at least have a decent idea of where they're at. My guess would be he just is, it's kind of part of his personality at the moment. He's just kind of out there and random.
What's up, Alan? Cali goes to LA.
And maybe a little drunk, or at least a little
You're drunk?
good time. No, Mike.
Do you want to be drunk?
No,
Did you get drunk on Friday?
no.
You had some drinks with us.
I did. I had a couple glasses of wine.
It was good.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Brian races to 225. Gets a bunch of callers. Queen high flop. Now, Robert flops the Broadway draw, inside straight draw. Mike with a pair. And Chris with a backdoor flush draw, I guess.
Chad is nutty. I love it. Non-eaten salad is Stone's Ice Curse. That's cool. You order the salad, you don't eat it. Or you just ate all the stuff off the top and didn't eat any of the lettuce, which is what it looks like.
Kelly Ghost says I was gonna go for grind tonight, but I'll just watch a great game. Now this game's amazing. I want this to go overtime because I'm just enjoying watching this, and I don't like sitting behind people and watching because you can't see the cards.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a better view. It's like seat 8 is on tilt. Well, I mean, it may be a combination of a lot of things. Some alcohol, some tilt.
Danielle Laprelle says, I just popped in, looks like seat 8 is on tilt. No, I don't think he's on tilt.
Some goofiness.
Mike is, look, he's smiling, he's happy, he's had a few drinks. This is Mike. This is Mike all the time. And he's yelling right now. That table is loud. That's louder than Veronica and Friends.
That's true. Even with the new booth.
I need to get Mike in my Veronica and Friends next coming months. Mr. Smiley said Mike actually had a hand this time. Look at him on Zach! Zach and Mike are BFFs tonight! I love it.
Yeah, that's the upside of playing a lot of hands. Is when you have a hand, you're probably going to get paid off in spots that maybe you wouldn't. It may or may not be worth the losing up to that point, but often that happens. Why does it still say Brent Handlebar? What's so funny is I would, for the rest of my life, rather people call me Fat Dork than Brent Handlebar. I'm like, I have no idea why. There's some insight into the way my brain works, I guess. Where's Harlan? Harlan was here a couple times last week. And
This is not a 5-10 game. I'm just saying right now, this is not a 5-10. This is a 25-50.
Harlan's at CrossFit. That's funny.
Yeah, Harlan is at CrossFit.
Jose Campos, thanks for the love. I have watched Live at the Bike a few times.
I love Live with the Bike. I was watching it last night.
I think. I mean, I don't necessarily. I just think I try to have a good time.
Matt raises to 100, and Zach 3 bets to 675. Mike quickly calls, and I think Matt, the original raiser, folded. The pot's already 1.5K. This is not a 5-10. Ace high flop. Now, Zach connects to the board.
You're just like fist pumping, I think, if you're Zach and you connect with the board. Although Mike just insta-monks. And yeah, Mike is a bit touchy. Yeah.
Showtime Poker says Mike's a bit touchy with his neighbors. But you know what? They all know each other. It's not like Mike just got here. They all play with each other on a regular basis. Like, he's friends with Zach, he's friends with Matt. They all joke around with each other. They're all friends. Ghost event. You've been using that emoji all night.
We have words from the booth. We can't do overtime this evening because the crew
Wants to go
home. But I mean it's nice
love
that
to just leave this
possibility
camera.
exists. That's true.
Just leave this going like all night.
Yeah, just turn it off and leave it going. It might take up a lot of bandwidth. Actually, I don't know. I do tube and hands down to you guys. I appreciate it,
Campos
Jose.
gives us a 100. Didn't we just talk about that?
No, he didn't say keeping it 100. The emote, the 100 emote's fine. I think. And
Danielle Laprelle, master of the obvious.
You guys are great. That's pretty funny. Let's see what's going on here real quick.
No, that's. I need to get a proper Veronica emote. You can call me Joker. I was asking for OT before this game even started. Look at this. This is a bomb pot for $100 each. This is not a 5-10 game.
Well, so they upped the price of the bomb pot. I don't think we started
This
at 100.
game is a 25-50. I'm just letting you all know. You think this is so funny because we had a 10-25 scheduled, and it ended up being a 5-10. And then tonight we had a 5-10 scheduled, and this is turning into a monster 5-10.
Yeah.
Like a 25-50.
Huge game.
Like the raises are like $300.
Wow, when someone bets 675 into your pair and the nut flush draw, Matt is not folding his hand.
Prime form, I am not drunk.
So we got King 6, King 5.
It's sad when I say that, right? I'm not. So Zach bets 675. He's open-ended. Matt's got the nut flush draw, and he raises to 2.1K. And he does have a pair of sixes. He may think his sixes are good. He might think that Zach's got a drawing hand. And he might think he can get some value out of a worse flush draw. And Zach folds.
Jenna says one of the players told me he didn't want to play tonight because the game is going to be too small.
Who said that?
Yeah, I mean this is it's nice when the
That's
game just blows up
insane.
for sure.
This is like the biggest game in the city tonight.
Yeah, I think what's funny too is you get guys that play 5-10 that also play those 10-25s,
Yeah.
and now it's like the lines are just blurred. It's like they're the same players with the same roles, and so once they can play big, they just play huge. Also, Mike has really driven the action with very huge pre-flop bets. Like he's 10xing sometimes. Like,
Yeah, that's why I'm saying this isn't a typical 5-10. And so Jenna, again, like I said before, believe me when I say I explained that our 5-10 plays a lot bigger than your average 5-10. Like we have much huger caps when you start the game. And then we have the table caps, which local casinos here don't have that. I know Thunder doesn't. Ooh, was I not supposed to say the T word?
I don't play cash yet. Very many
It's still
places.
really smoky there.
I would say table stakes is great if you're able to sit in the game for a while. Sometimes like joining late. Ooh, queen.
So this is Chris, I think, was the original raiser, and Zach 3-bets to 250 with queens.
I don't know that there are a lot of hands that
C-bets
two
this.
can.
This is like a smash or miss kind of board. Nick floats.
Picks up a backdoor draw. Nick does. So does now Zach actually picks up a straight draw as well. So
Nick checks. And
looks like the position. Oh,
I don't think that Nick
I think
checks.
they're on the river actually. It might have gone check check turn. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think we're on the river. Maybe. No, never mind.
Okay, so Nick bets, sorry, our graphics were a little messed up. Nick bets 550.
Oh, Space
And
Mexican's going ham
Zach's
with the...
wondering what he's called the flop with. Did he call the flop with like a 9-8 type hand or like a queen king? Or did he call the flop with a jack? If he called the flop with a jack, he's behind. He needs only a queen. But if he's on a draw, his hands could still be good and he folds. Wow, and Nick's such a snug player. He's got a snug image.
Yeah. Nick peels, I guess it feels like a safe flop for him to pull at one and then bets his draw on the turn.
Space Mexican says, Veronica looking on point tonight. Thank you. I rolled out of bed like this.
Pop pop. All right, Space Mexican cheered times 19. 19 cheers. Thank you very much.
Matt Kaplan, what's up? Nice to see you. Space Mexican's always giving us cheers.
Interesting fold. It does seem,
A little snug.
yeah, but it's like Nick has been one of the players who's been on the tighter side tonight. And Zach has lost a couple coolers in spots where he had a set, and so maybe he's just not exactly feeling it.
Maybe it's just he thinks he can find a better spot.
I think sometimes too, you like, at least I do this, and this may be a good reason why I'm not like a cash, like full-time cash player, is sometimes if you don't feel like you fully have a grasp of the situation, you just move on to a different hand and try to cut your losses in a sense. If you feel more comfortable and you feel like you have a better read on where Nick is coming from, then that makes those hands a little bit easier. Or you just say like, Nick is tight and been playing pretty solid. I just don't want to play a hand against him, or in a questionable spot. I don't know. That was Poker Pro Eric bad. I'd be interested to see what Poker Pro Eric thinks about that fold. I think he's just like probably going to be like, we should totally chop once you hit the turn. Let's just chop the pot. Because chops are always good. Just kidding. He's only
Donkey Puncher says that crypto's down today, so Zach's playing tighter. You know what sucks is that crypto may be down today. I haven't looked since I bought.
It's
I
been
bought
down
into the
for a
crypto
while.
market, and then it took like a 15% dip. And I haven't looked since because I just kind of wanted to buy it for more long term.
Yeah, I was looking at it like often, and now I'm just kind of like, let's see.
Oh, it would kill me to look at it often. 3-7 queen. Dave flops top pair. Zach got checked to and decides to
Take a stab.
take a stab. I like Dave better without his glasses on. I think Dave looks much more handsome.
Dave's a good-looking dude. I liked the sweater he wore, but the jacket works nice
I
too.
don't like the
What's actually funny is
turtleneck.
I didn't remember Dave until today that I had streamed a game with him before, because he's wearing a jacket now instead of the sweater.
I don't like the turtleneck that he wears. I like this much better, and I like his sunglasses off. I think he looks the best like this. Dave, if you're listening, I'm the only woman here, and you're not playing with any women, so just listen to me.
Do what Veronica says.
Yes.
That was bad. Alright, so we're on to the next hand. Graphics are lagging a little bit there. Dave takes that one down. Not a surprise. Once that gets any pushback, he's not going to continue with 9 high. Dave, if you're still listening, Veronica is available. Prime form, trying to play matchmaker.
I mean, I am, but I'm not. I am available, but I'm not interested.
Ooh. Complex. Check.
See, sometimes girls just need to have some alone time, do their own thing, go out with their girlfriends, do some shopping, and not have all your stuff in our shit. Sorry, in our stuff.
Ooh. Yeah, and not have your stuff in the stuff.
Not be told what to do and when to do it. So Mike here, interesting hand, flops open-ended. He also can get a 10 for the nut straight draw.
What was that? You guys are nuts. Pretty good flop for Nick if you're going to flop an overpair with open-ended.
Yeah, he's blocking Mike's like nut draw. He doesn't want to get. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Mike
it's a
got
rough
there.
spot for.
Mike got there.
Oh, it looks like they got all in on the flop, and they're running a 12.
Look at Mike. Can you run better? Can you run better? Look at.
Mike,
There's
this
the
one-
10 again. Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, so that was the cheering we heard before when Mike was going crazy.
That's run good like I've never seen.
Wow. Nick is okay. So Mike lost the biggest pot, but Nick has lost a few pots tonight in spots where it's just like he had kings and then
That was supposed
Brian
to be a
had
gift.
aces. Yeah.
That was supposed to be a
And then
gift.
you get all in with Mike on this flop.
He's open-ended with pocket tens, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, how does, and he gets a set on both boards and loses.
Yeah, that's such a rough
such a bad
outcome
one out.
that even if Nick is not the kind of guy that tells bad beat stories, he might tell that story later tonight.
Sorry, Nick.
I think Nick is officially done. It's unfortunate. I mean, look, in poker, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. But you know, we know everybody on the stream. We want to see them all do well. They all can't win. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Any other cliches you can throw out?
You win some,
Nick-
you lose some.
Yeah, Nick gave 110%.
There's a million ways to skin a cat.
Well, cliches about
low-hanging
this
fruit.
particular
Oh, okay.
moment, not
Sorry.
just
I thought you
random
wanted to
cliches.
just, I thought you wanted to just hear all the ones I have to hear at work.
Relevant cliches.
All the ones I have to hear at work are really annoying.
Tide's not quite in
Six
yet.
in one, half dozen in the other.
Mike just killed 2 birds with one
one
bush. No, 1 stone, 2 birds. No, sorry, that was a bird and I'm mixing
And then, like,
metaphors now.
there's one girl that I work with that has the most obscure cliches. She's like, what does she say? You could swing a dead cat and hit someone with it here. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And then she's like, talks about holding people's feet to the fire.
You don't want to punch a dead gift horse in the teeth.
While he's drinking water that he didn't want because you brought him there, but
1 in 38,829 to hit those 10s back to back according to Prime Form.
Daniel Loprel,
Nice.
you are in prime form for being the most observant tonight.
20 minutes left in the stream.
Um,
Be sure to tell your friends, and immediately after we're done here, since there's no overtime, you can find your overtime at runitup.tv. Those guys will be here later in the month, but they're running a heads-up tournament for the Rig charity, and that's going off still. So that'll be a great thing to watch since we're not doing overtime tonight.
Yeah. Brian races 75. You know what I'm going to be doing when there's no overtime? Going home to freaking sleep. Because this weekend, too much dancing. Brian in the hijack. And he has some customers. And he flops an inside straight draw. So does Chris.
Even a guy like Brian, who is usually kind of loose, has been fairly quiet tonight. Like, he's played some big pots, but...
Is that Tiny? Is Tiny coming to sit down? Yes, it's Tiny. I recognize Tiny.
He's wearing gray, or light black, as Mr. Smiley called it. Tiny rocking the light black jumpsuit. Love it. I may call gray light black for the rest of my life, thanks to you, Mr. Smiley.
Tiny went and got married. He's like, I don't want a picture.
Nah, I'm good.
He hates it. Tiny, you're on the live stream. It's not like we can't see your face.
Look, he's just like, I want to play poker. I don't need to pose for a photo. But rules is rules.
Heron Online, I thought that one guy was wearing a chef's jacket for a second.
Dirty, I raise with Ace King on the button. The chips are in 3D. You remember that?
What you mean?
It was like a Muppets 3 movie, and he was like, the popcorn's in 3D. And he throws it in the air, and it was a 3D Muppets movie. That's right. I've seen a Muppets movie past the age of 25
the Muppets,
in the theater.
Muppets growing up was like one of my favorite shows, and Fraggle Rock. I think the
Made by
Muppets
the
were
same
clever.
people.
They were clever. It was a clever show.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever listen to those guys in the audience, how they're like heckling,
Yeah.
they're so clever, cute. Anthony just walked in. Cheese Guru. He's trying to get in this game. Everybody in the city is probably trying to get in this game.
They've heard about it. They're going to see it.
So Matt raises to 300. This is not a 510, ladies and gentlemen, and gets 3 callers.
You kind of are never a huge fan. I mean, you love flopping sets, but how big a fan are you possibly of flopping sets on this kind of board?
I mean, I still wouldn't be too scared. I want the board to pair.
Like, it's a lot of Mike bets. I'm in. Now it's even
Now Mike
worse.
can bluff. Yeah.
It's 4, but I don't know. I mean, like,
Robert's capable of making this fold. I'm just telling you.
2.6K in the pot, and Mike.
Mike could smash it like 3.5K.
I think it went check, and how sick is that? That's
yeah.
Sounds choppity chop if no one bets, but Mike, I don't think it's Mike. Mike bets. Robert hates it. Anytime you're calling, hoping for a
925
chop,
to chop, yeah.
you don't love it. We'll see if Robert raises. As the action went, there's not a lot of times. Well, with the two purposes of raising or betting is to get better to fold, or he's putting Mike in a situation where you can't really call. But I don't think this is an easy raise to make. Based on the action, you might assume.
I think for me, I haven't seen very many people raise in this kind of spot. It just is an odd line for me. You told us to lock the door.
Who is that? Oh,
Someone wearing a money hat.
that's not. Back to the show. Game over, man. What's up? It looks like Robert folded, so he debated. Oh, it's Casey. That's right. Can't do it. Can't do it. You've been locked out. Oh, she's giving you a hat. Let's play Mr. Smiley. Favorite colors are black, light black, inverse black, and clear. I like it.
Money, money, money.
What is inverse black? Raising in particular. I don't, like, it's easy for me to do it without the chips.
Yeah, I
my
haven't
God.
seen. What did you just see?
Why does this hat exist?
Why does this hat exist?
That's right. Humpty, the famous rapper, wouldn't even wear this hat.
Humpty
That looks like a hat he would wear,
dance,
but he would not wear that.
Dude,
Actually, he would. He probably would. Never mind. It's got money on it. Oh, dear.
I don't raise this to 100, which is small.
Brent may not know anything about poker, but he knows his cool face. Thanks, Christopher Long, YouTube chat. That's right.
Daniel Naprell says that hat is UV. Thank you.
I was a journalist before I was a poker journalist, so.
So Mike just smashes this, goes all in for $21,000, and Matt's looking at his cards and slightly considering. He said, "Show me one."
Good night, Showtime Poker.
I love the dynamic. And so Matt now shows his ace.
Gosh, it doesn't fit my head because my head is
And
gigantic.
Mike's just telling him, just fold, just fold.
Oh, hey, Matt, do you want to play a $7,000 pot?
Matt knows that, I mean, like, he's got to consider is his queen good if it's live.
He's showing an ace, which I think means he's going to fold. Oh, they're both showing an ace.
That's what I said. You're not listening to me. It's like we're freaking
I was
married.
reading the chat. It wasn't. Sometimes.
This is why you'll
Very
never get
interesting.
married again.
Sorry, I
Because
ruined
none of you
marriage for
listen. Yeah, you did.
Sorry, I ruined marriage. I'm really disappointed. Some guy out there.
Matt H is not wasting our time. This table is
Look,
awesome.
Mike is nutty. Ace Queen could be good here. Mike could, based on the way Mike has been playing, Ace Queen might be the best hand in this spot. Oh, right, Mr. Smiley. See, that's what was going to be my guess.
Maniac maintenance man. It's the pimp stash. Yeah, baby. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I didn't bring this hat. I just want to make that clear
Pimp Brent.
to everybody. But I would do this if I had this hat. Just try to like flatten out the top, because if you're gonna wear a hat like this, you want the top to be flat.
I would spray paint it red and
And,
call it my
needs to
Alice
be
in
like
Wonderland hat.
it needs to be like more sturdy, so it could be flat. Damn.
It's pretty flat.
You know what I do when I'm not listening to you? I rub the top of this hat. How's that make you feel? Tell me.
Men have wanted to do other
your
things, many other
feelings are.
things other than listen to me. Yes.
Oh, come on. I didn't do that on purpose.
Boo-hoo.
Headbutt. Hat butt.
Why not?
Yeah, Matt is also playing pretty stuck. I don't think he wants to play a 6,000, not a $12,000 pot, but risk 6,000 and Ace Queen. We got Adam 20,000.
What am I wearing? Why does this hat exist?
Yeah,
That's what.
it shouldn't.
I shouldn't even be able to
It's
see
fine.
you because my fur should be in your
Hey, camouflage. What's up?
money camouflage.
Money camouflage. I feel like Scrooge McDuck. What's McDuck? Master C, lots of blood and sets. Oh, what's up, Shyman? And Money Witch.
Yeah, it is my money witch hat.
Tiny's got Jack 7 suited
In the big club.
from the BB.
Tiny, does he have some hundreds anywhere? Because
It's
I
like
feel
he's got
like,
a 100 on
no,
the top.
he's got
Which one?
100, but I'm saying I don't think he brought enough chips to play
1,400?
this game.
Yeah.
1,400? No, these guys are
Small
sitting
thing.
on like 25K. Ace high flop.
All the players and dealers want in on this game. $100 tips flying across the table. Mike is great for poker. Bigger 80. Yeah, I think anytime you have somebody at the table who's having fun and enjoying themselves, but also kind of making the experience better for everyone else, you gotta like those guys.
Game over, Mang. I don't know what you're talking about. You need to retweet the sultry pic with that hat. It's a nice fetish, but the niche definitely.
Show me more people from this like hat fetish niche. All right, we got about 10 minutes left in the stream tonight before we wrap up, and what, like 100K on the table. So I'm sure that the action is not done yet. This is one of the issues with table stakes, or not issues, but one of the things that happens with table stakes is later when you come in, Tiny can buy up to 20K, or he can still buy the minimum, which I think is a
1,000, I think.
Yeah.
It is actually a 510. It doesn't. It's not playing like a 510. It's not. It's not a 510, but it is actually a 510. Does that make sense?
Oh, Poker Pro Eric and Duck Papa, we tried to get OT working, but we were unable to secure the proper number of votes. Yeah, we actually, despite what it looks like, there's a great crew of people that works here and does this and makes us look good and keeps this running. We can't do it without
Are they
them.
making you look good?
No, or attempting to, doing their best. We can't do it without them, and those guys have other jobs, or actually I think well, I'm not sure what they do, but they can't just be here all the time. And yeah,
They got kids, man.
they got kids, man. I realized the way that I said that, I needed to get to the good part fast because I said, despite what it looks like, we have a great crew of people.
This guy
But you guys
came
know what I mean.
to Stones with that hat.
Someone came to Stones with that hat. That's insane.
Oh, that guy's on my poker team, my poker league,
The bowling league.
my bowling league.
Wear the hat to the pool.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm so tired.
No, yeah, you bowling league. Adam, right?
Yeah, Adam's on my bowling league. Adam's a mixed game player. We always see each other at 08 game.
All right, so we got 10 minutes left. Anyone in the chat think that Mike will have his chips stacked before that 10 minutes is up?
Doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an hour. I don't think it's going to happen.
I love what he's doing. So Matt raises to 120. Mike calls. I love the way Mike throws his chips into the pot. And now he's got a wheel draw. Needs a 4. Matt's still ahead here with an ace-10. Just barely, though. Calls. Now Matt slows down and checks. Mike checks back. See, they're kind of like, I think they're friendly. Matt's going to take this down ace high.
Mike has been a little wild, but not, completely nutty.
So Matt checks and Mike bets 600.
This is one of the spots where this is the only way he's going to win. Probably.
Yeah, that is the only way he's going to win. But can Matt call here? Matt's really good at figuring out what's going on. I feel like he's going to call this. He loves the dynamic that Mike adds to the table. I know that.
Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is a chop. Sorry.
If Matt calls, it's a chop. But again, that's one of those spots where calling. Matt doesn't know he's calling for a chop, but calling for a chop isn't necessarily the best.
The deuces being below the 3 kind of set me off. That's what it was. But yeah, is Matt folding? That's
I think
folding
he
the chop.
folded ace in.
Show him.
Folded the chop and a half, and then I think he did show him, or Matt's laughing, so Mike.
It's not a huge chop. It's not a huge pot.
No, and that's the fun part about position. You
So
check the river in a spot where you would chop.
Here tonight, there are some nights where we'll have a lot of smaller games running, but I see all of the big players out tonight. And so I think there's a lot of 2-5s being played right now. And a 5-10, which is actually like a 25-50. And not, there's not so many small games. I think there might be 1-1-3.
Deuce, deuce, jack, queen.
Bunch of 2-5s.
Ace. Deuce, deuce, jack, queen, ace. It would have been a chop. Deuce, deuce, jack, queen, ace.
Yeah.
Right, we got Poker Pro Eric. The stream went on for another 2 hours. Mike would have every dollar on the table. He warps probability. Game over, man, says in Twitch chat. Yeah. I think this game's going to go on for a while. There's a lot of money on the
I wish we were
table.
here till midnight. I'd be sad.
Wow, Stone's Live Poker is taking the Poker Pro Eric approach to sassing me in the chat.
It's like nihilist Arby's. you know, just the best. Someone's like working the tweets, the Twitch,
The twits, the snaps, and the twits, and the
and all the social
grams,
media. Yeah.
and the beep boops. That's right. I'm starting a new social media thing called Beep Boop. Just kidding.
Cool story, bro.
I'm gonna start something called Beep Boop. It's probably gonna be my beat.
Piece of paper. You're gonna
My-
write a message on it and
It's
like
actually
put
gonna be
it
the
into an
album
airplane.
of my scat beatboxing album, Beep Boop. Bam.
You'd have a better career at like being a professional like bunny breeder.
Among my talents is scatting.
Scatting?
Yes.
Scatting.
You know what that is? You know
I
scatting?
do not.
There's maybe some weird modern day term. But
Yeah,
scatting,
as opposed
scatting
to
is
the
like,
1800s.
No, like jazz.
There might be a weird, like,
Scat is when
modern
people
day.
just like make sounds for music. Like you don't remember that song?
It's called.
Scatting.
Oh no!
The beep boops.
Okay, let's finish the show now.
Lady No Muck is in for beep. It's actually beep boop.
Toronto Dump, what's up? Nice to see you. Thank you for the heart. Loan for Card says hi, Veronica. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to the chat.
Mike and Robert at it again.
Lady Novak says I'm signing up for the beat boops.
Beep boop.
You found a, no, stop. It's not. No,
That's
we're not doing
scatting.
it. No, we're not scatting.
I'm not gonna scat.
There's
You
no
don't.
scatting in
You
the room.
haven't
That,
earned the right to hear the glory of scat.
yeah, behold the scatting king.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I don't know about the scatting king. Come
the
on.
Wizard of Scat. Oh, that is the
The
beard.
Wizard of Scat.
That was the best beard I've ever seen. I just got a little, like, I was impressed.
Wasn't supposed to
On the
go
TV, not anyone in the room, don't worry. I forgot what I was saying. That beard was glorious. All I'm saying is that scatting is not allowed in the booth, ever. I've made the rule.
Oh,
Stop
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yes, thank you. You should be. Stop
no,
right there.
wait, you didn't finish
no,
my
you were-
sentence.
No, you were done. You were done.
I'm just gonna scoot over here 1 second. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, what's going on?
I had so much water in my mouth I almost spit out.
That's right.
MC Scat Cat. Mike is feeling himself tonight.
We got some chat scat going on. Oh man. Does Mike have his chip stack yet? Nope. Fun game.
No, Mike doesn't. Mike doesn't need to stack his chips. Do you understand? In these games, you don't tell people what to do. You don't tell them how much time to take to fold. You don't say anything to them, and you have a drink with them. This is not that kind of game. No one's calling clock on you. This isn't a silly tournament. These guys are playing with a lot of money, and they don't want to hear anything. Right? Cash game players are totally different than tournament players. Cash game players can take their time.
Yeah, typically, especially in games like this, there's more
Games
money
like
on the
this.
line.
That's what
There's
I'm
more
saying.
money on.
Games like this, you gotta leave them alone. They don't want to stack their chips. You don't say anything. You don't complain about it.
Well,
Ah.
you could. The counter argument to that is that you are playing for big amounts of money,
You
and
can
you
always
do need
ask,
to know
you can
how
always
much there
ask,
is.
Hey, you gotta pay attention. You don't
Yeah, but
want.
how can you can't
Tell
track
me,
someone's hand?
tell
every
me,
hand.
Mike. Tell me which players at the table are going to be happy if you ask Mike to stack his chips because
No,
you
no,
want to know.
I agree. It's a thin thing. You're definitely going to err on the side of like I'm not even going to ask.
Yeah.
Because Mike is good for the game. However, if Adam is sitting there with the only stack that, like Mike has everybody covered except for Adam, right? I'm
You're,
guessing.
so if you're sitting here at 5K, you're effectively just playing 5K. Everyone has
If you have
to cover.
5K and you're asking him to
yeah,
stack his
you're a
chips,
dick.
there's
Sorry,
no reason
sorry,
for
Dan.
that. If you have 20K and you want to know how much of your stack that's
I'm
going
just
to be,
saying, I think these people are paying attention.
yeah, they have a rough idea. For sure.
and they don't want someone to sit down and start acting like a knob.
Flanagan says he exposes cards with others behind that. It's rude.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Do you understand how these games roll? These games, this isn't a 1-3. This isn't like, oh, let's be like sticklers to the rule. This is like a little bit of the Wild West here. These guys are playing for big money and they don't want to deal with your
Oh,
stuff.
Mike
Anyway.
came back in time to tweet. I don't think it's necessarily rude or not rude.
No, stop. This is a different game. This does not fall under our typical 2-5, 1-3 kinds of games. These guys can do what they want. Anyway, thanks for joining us. I'm here for the rest of the week. I'm here on Wednesday, I think, with Casey, and then I'm here on Friday with you again.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So,
I think I'm getting sick.
yeah, me too.
Oh.
Thank
Well
you so
played.
much for joining us. I had a fantastic night. That was like one of my favorite shows ever. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.